Hello.
Hello! Sorry. Welcome, everybody, to another night and our final night of Valor Spelljammer. It's so good to have you all here. So good to see you. And come and hang out with us tonight as we go over our epilogue. I'm really looking forward to kind of chatting with the crew, taking questions from all of y'all, and seeing where we go next with these stories just within the canon. So let's settle in and just start chatting. I don't think we're going to roll into an intro or anything like this. This is just
Rolling
us.
into the intro.
Wait, what? No, wait,
All
hold
right,
on.
three, two. I'm just
So,
kidding.
in our intro, I invite us just to uh, start off by just introducing yourself and your character of our incredible cast. Deanna's going to join us here very shortly as well. So, I'm going to start off with Max. You want to start off?
Sure, yeah. Jasmine Lightbringer is my character from Spelljammer. She was a wizard, plague doctor, purebred wizard, no multiclassing. And she started off the campaign as a very cynical and tactical and cold person, and kind of ended up having more of a heart towards the end. Growing attached to her crewmates a lot more than she thought she would.
Oh. James, go for it.
Yo, my name's James. I played Bleeznoink Kneeslag.
Gross.
Have fun saying that. He went to school to learn, ended up becoming a dad. Things got crazy, and now he's just back to school, enjoying life right now.
Lore, CJ.
Hey guys, my name's CJ. I played Lore, a barbarian paladin who started out as someone who had been rejected, well, in her mind, rejected by her god, and ended up with as someone who believed in her own path and her own revolution, and it was a lot of fun. Made some friends along the way. Did some other saucier things along the way. It was a good go.
And last and not least, Brandon.
Hey, I'm Brandon Hatcher. I played Captain Leon Greer. I guess Dread Pirate Leon Greer by the end of this. He started off really, really cocky and arrogant, and with a chip on his shoulder, just trying to hold things together and find some semblance of greatness. But I think he, by the end of it, has discovered that it's not about the titles and the accolades, but about the people and the journey along the way.
Yo, yeah. I think that was one of the really funny things about this crew is just like the not about a certain specific thing that you needed to get, and it was mostly this journey. So I'm Jake Hips. I was the GM, and it was just such a pleasure playing with all of you. And we're in the epilogue, right? So I don't know. I haven't done one of these before. Help me out a little bit. What are people thinking about? We just wrapped stuff up last week. Flacco, I see you in the chat, and you were a key pivotal character as our party fought against the Elder Brain True Belief. Not only in the game, but the chat also fought against that brain in the chat itself. Good times all around there. What are people thinking about as we come to the end of this game? What's kind of standing out to you?
Yeah, that was a super cool moment there at the end. You want us to go into specific things that we liked, throughout?
I think so. I got some questions for you all, but I'll save them, and I invite the chat to throw questions too of the players or to me or of anything. If you have questions too for me, gang, of stuff you missed or you have questions about in the game, we can chat about it. Yeah.
Things that I liked. I liked the freedom of character choices that we got to make throughout. I think for everything that we asked of you, you were like, for the most part, at least, you were like, yeah, that's super cool. How can we work on this? Like, how can we incorporate it into the story? I think that's a dope idea. And
Yeah.
it really rolled, and you did it very well, I think.
Thanks.
You're one of my favorite DMs, Jake, just because you're always very eager to make something work. You're also, happy to tell us if we're being completely off the wall, but you're just so collaborative. I mean, really, this whole group is a really collaborative group, which is one of the things that I think made it so special. Is that everybody has their own ideas, has their own things they want to do, but also wants to kind of bring others into what they're doing as well. So this is something I enjoyed this whole 9-month run that we had.
Yeah, I'll say to the audience, right? This was a Spelljammer homebrew campaign, right? And there was a lot of homebrew stuff we were kind of doing in the process. Like, each of you had, at some point in time, something extremely custom in some way to you, right? And so, we had Lore, you wound up basically becoming your own version of Paladin, mix and mashing a bunch of stuff together in the process. Bleeze was inventing items as you went, like the shotgun, and you were the one, you monster, who brought lasers into this universe. Jasmine had all her custom spells, and Leon had a full-on, badass ability to read the future, eventually, which was a lot of fun to watch you make use of. When you were sort of trying to build those custom things, what did you really enjoy about any one player's stuff that you had, or your own ability? Was there something that stood out to you?
I think having the eye was such a cool, mechanic and story thing as well. I love how it played all together. Because I remember when we were talking about making the characters and stuff, I was like, I want him to be a straight up pirate, but cyberpunky and stuff. And so I had the idea for the eye, and I think it was you who was like, well, what can we do with that, right? Mm-hmm. And so to see it be stretched into this really awesome thing that kind of character defining ability that he can do is just super dope. Being able to decide kind of who we were gonna fight, and even getting the role, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so you couldn't lean on it too much. It gave me a lot to work with, and it was a really cool thing. I loved it.
I loved the eye.
Yeah, I just gotta say the eye. Probably the thing that I loved the most is the moment where we defined some of the upcoming quest. You sitting there and you're like, okay, tacticially, as a tactician, right? What am I going to face off in the next session? Or the next couple of sessions? I had a blast with that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's a super good way to be all right, so what are we doing?
right.
And the DM was
Where are
I can
we
tell you, actually.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was lots of scheming.
I had a nightmare with Lore, because there was a point with Lore where I was like, well, one of the things that's special about Lore is that there's nothing special about her. And I was like, and Jake's like, people have unique cool things. I want to invite you to do that. And I was like, I don't know what to do, Jake.
Yeah, you were in a full-on arms race with everyone else on the table, except for Leon was probably the closest other character in terms of power level, because Bleeze at the end had 25 AC and was nigh killable.
Bleeze was a monster.
James, you would just drop a sanctuary. Monster. Jasmine could deal 100 damage per turn and heal people, and then you had Drizzle.
Into a T-Rex.
Yeah, and turn into a T-Rex. You had Drizzle doing crazy shit. So it was just I
hit things with a glaive.
Yeah.
Right. And and then there's Laura and Leon just regular people.
It was our charisma. We had the charisma. It's okay.
Right.
We were the people wheeling and dealing, with the cards and
the gambling in Hell's Casino was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That whole thing was awesome.
That was a great that was a good start to the campaign. All right, we're here.
I'm just really glad that I introduced lasers and they immediately came back to
hunt,
ruin our days.
The who?
Yes.
Lasers.
The lasers.
The lasers.
Oh yeah, dude.
Immediately.
Speaking of things coming back, James, like Blee's becoming a dad was definitely one of the least
Right.
expected plot points of the
You
video.
Oh my
you
god, I
remember-
loved that.
Do you remember when Jake just let me grab this spider and he didn't tell us exactly what the hell it was? He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, totally grab one." I'm like, "Sick."
Yeah,
I kidnapped a child.
yeah.
Yes,
Audience.
but you raised him as one of your own.
I did.
Yeah, this didn't actually happen in the.
Yeah.
No, they don't know.
So we had 4 or 5 episodes of Session Zeros, where the party just played the first 4 years of their time at the academy as students, fully getting up to shit and causing chaos in the process. And it was during that time where a lot of these references of some major things that the party was kind of dealing with came out of those sessions. And unfortunately, the recordings were deleted and we couldn't show you. But yeah, that was where James fully started his dad arc by saving a Neogi spider from a box.
I just thought I was gonna end up with a cool pet,
And then you had a child.
and then it
He
was
became,
a
he
child.
became sentient. He gained levels.
He didn't he like use like some charisma ability on us too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
charmed
Charmed
us.
us.
He charmed us.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick nod to it was somewhat it was like partially unintentional on my behalf, and I don't know if it was intentional on your part, Jake, but in the final battle when Laura was fighting Yusugi and did the whole like oath and was like, "We beat you at the academy, we'll beat you here," and then Laura winked at Yusugi and Yusugi was like, "Don't do that to me right now." And then I remembered that back in the academy when they had that face off, the two groups, Lore winked at people to fluster them and make them lose. And I was like, oh my god, this is a full callback.
Yeah.
I was just being a shithead and then it worked.
You were a shithead
But I-
the whole time. That's the.
I was a shithead the whole time. That's my secret. I'm always a shithead. But no, it made me really happy because like it didn't sink in immediately, and then I was just kind of like thinking over the last episode in my head, and I was like, that was like a full circle right there. That was great. Also, my last hit was non-lethal damage, so I did not murder Yusugi, and I'm happy.
I
about
know. Yeah, you guys really in the final fight. I don't know if you guys killed Isaac. I was trying to remember. Did you
I don't know.
lethally hit him?
I feel
I hit him pretty hard, but I don't know what happened to him.
didn't Leon kill I? I'm pretty sure I shot him. Didn't I?
Okay,
I shot
maybe
somebody.
it was lethal. Yeah, because you basically non-lethal to almost everybody in the room, except
yeah, other than true
maybe Isaac and Triple Eve.
belief. I
Yeah,
don't know
too bad about that
about
fireball on those innocent civilians. Had to see if they were real or not.
Yeah, for real.
Worked like a charm.
It worked.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were real.
No
The strong
doubt
ones
about it, they were
survived,
real.
and the weak ones were
Yeah.
illusions, so it was okay.
I have no idea what to say to that.
Yeah, Flock Obama brings up a chat, right? Is curious about the Dread Pirates. It seemed like they had more to them story wise, but they kind of just got wrecked, right? Yeah,
true.
there were a lot of them. When the game started, I mean, this is all stuff kind of in the background, right? One of them had died, and the rest were basically. Then it became 6 of them in. And stale government where they couldn't vote on anything. They couldn't get decisions made. And so is why they were so obsessed with getting like Leon into the Dread Piracy, is they wanted to be able to make some decisions. And then they wound up, like, I think the story just in the timing that we had, I had wondered at any point if you all were going to actually go try to find them. But the pacing of stuff just wound up where it didn't make sense that you guys were going to go and hang out with all the Dread Pirates. And yeah, they were just like in the background, either getting wrecked by the Academy or trying to do some wrecking. Yeah.
See, but part of me feels like that's a testament to how, like, even in like such a, I guess, medium kind of campaign, right? Like how fleshed out the world felt. Like,
yeah.
all of the different planes felt like, felt real and lived in, and in no small part to all the fantastic maps on Tailspire. Like that definitely helped out.
That
But
was
like
so cool.
even like a lot of the NPCs, like the little male guy that Leon met in at the
Yeah.
and then all the water guys surfing on animals and stuff. Like they all had like little distinct personalities. And then so to circle back to the Dread Pirates, it's like the fact that like their presence was felt. I could totally see them like having their own campaign, across the galaxy dealing with this shit.
Catch the postal spirit. Yeah, I would say, Flacco, you also are saying that after you, as part of the audience, turned probably the most dangerous Dread Pirate into a pot that then was thrown off a ship, right? Like, let's not deny that. Yeah, they got smoke showed in part because the audience was fully destroying them in the process.
Yeah,
Smolder was an issue, but it turned into a non-issue pretty fast.
Smolder had a deserving fate, okay?
Yeah, that sucked.
He was like,
how,
I'm an asshole, by the way. And you're like,
his
no, you're a
reputation
plant.
preceded him so much.
I've
Like-
gotta give props there and it was just so freaking funny because we had such a moral debate on who we could or couldn't hurt on the fight previous to that, and then Smolder showed up and we were all just like, we're gonna wreck this matter.
I prepared to
Just
cast
throw him in
our
his
word
face.
kill.
Yeah.
We were like, this is a bad man and we are going to murder him.
And then he
It
turned
was-
into a plant. That was peak Iron Valor,
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was fully me being like, all right, sick. I have like this really brutal monster of a guy who I'm gonna like try to savagely hurt the party emotionally with. Oh, he's a pot and he's dead. Oh, all right. Well, okay, the encounter's over. Cool, let's move on.
I mean, we
That's-
do
And then
hurt
we partied.
ourselves.
It's such a
With-
cool moment. I love that the blesses and curses came in as good as they did this time around.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they came in clutch. Anytime we needed you guys, like, you were there.
Mhm.
Yes. And I just want to give kudos again to Jake for the freaking redeeming Doom.
That was
in
cool.
the-
Oh,
Yeah.
Holy crap,
The
bro. That
panic.
was
Fully trying to
absolutely
punk
amazing.
us out of believing that he was behind it all too.
absolutely amazing. Again, peak Iron Valor, right? Like taking the one mechanic that we have and flipping it against us. And then with the Elder Bear, it was just fantastic.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
So good.
that too, audience. The Doom stuff, yeah, it was so fun to make. I had a group of people helping me do it and coming up with some of the ideas there. So big shout out to like Daniel Hodges and another friend of mine, Andrew Coran, and we all kind of sat around.
Yeah, it doesn't
trying-
have to be right now, but we were gonna go over the predictions anyways. I would want to hear what the rest of the effects were.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about them. I will say that just behind the scenes stuff, we had been building this for like a couple weeks, like prepping this. So like I built my account for True Belief. We had been prepping them to get subscribed and stuff. And then all of a sudden we go live one night and Max is sitting there getting things ready on the stream and goes, what the hell's up with this like spooky Doom shit? And
Spooky.
And
dude.
it was the like the level of lying in which I just like had to desperately be like, oh, it's got to be like a game next season, you know. It was
Maybe they're
just,
gonna do Call of Cthulhu. It's got
oh, it's like
tentacles,
it's Call
right?
of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And we all just
Jake-
went, yep, all right.
I thought it was suspicious at the time, but I didn't want to say anything.
Good job.
Because you were like, no, I need to go see. I'll talk to Lauren and Daniel about it. And I was like, you really don't have to. Like, we were just curious. It's like, oh, I will make sure I find out what it. And then I never heard anything about it. I was like,
I instantly messaged Daniel Lauren and said, don't say anything to anybody about anything. There's a Cthulhu game happening next. Lie constantly.
Lie.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
doing Call
Jake
of
said,
Cthulhu though.
yeah, that would be fun. Jake said something along the lines of, I'll be sure to follow up on that as soon as possible. And I was like, to your credit, Jake, I went, Jake's really dedicated about getting us this answer. All right, Jake. whatever works for you, but and I just accepted it at face value and like forgot all about it.
Yeah.
Immediately out of mine.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
like,
it was but the Doom stuff was a lot of fun. that final fight I was really looking forward to, and we'll come back to it when Deanna comes, because Deanna was actually the one who got predicted, and that was a blast. But before we before we come to that, let's wait for Deanna to come for that. Any other things you guys in particular, you guys just ran through like a pretty large universe that was pretty fleshed out. And there was a lot of stuff thrown at you. Mm-hmm. And a lot of stuff you guys never did. Is there any questions you have or things that sort of you're wondering about? As Deanna has also arrived, so we'll be getting
let me fix that. Yeah, I was wondering actually in particular, just to buy time while I fix this. What was that thing in the void that helped me bind my soul to the astral sea? What was that?
Yeah, this is the moment, the devastating section where maybe the most number of deaths occurred, and it wasn't even a major fight.
That was rough.
Just some rocks.
Storm.
I think Deanna was gone for that session.
Yeah, I wasn't there. If I'd been there, everything would have been fine, I'm sure.
I had to sit Deanna down and be like, yeah, half the party's dead. Blaze is gone for good. I don't know what to do.
Good. It's good.
Yeah, it went so poorly.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
As you're setting stuff up, so you had bound yourself to the arcane weave, right? And something helped you. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have an answer.
I really want to be able to tell you, but unfortunately, it may come up someday that what happened. Just know, Jasmine, that there are things much older and more powerful with their own motives that exist in our universe, and that
our real life universe, and Jake
Jasmine
knows them.
In audience, I would say one thing, and this is sort of one of the themes that I know I pushed at, is that all of these players at some point in time did something that was the first of that kind in this universe. That they were the first to ever have done a thing here. So like James, as Blaze, like made lasers. Grizzle for the first time revealed the ability as a warlock to be able to become her own patron. Or Lore recrafting the way that kind of the oaths are being perceived. Now, Oksani was doing something very similar, but there's a little bit there. But Jasmine, it was the first time a mortal was binding themselves to a magical school. And there are some entities out there that were invested on seeing that happen, because that lets them do stuff. You are opening doors when you do things like this, and some things in the universe want those doors open for their own reasons.
So what I'm
Join us for campaign 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, whenever we do our holiday special, seems like I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, so I just want you to know, like, I would love to tell you, but the entities out there, they're not always malicious, but there's some things that are very much invested on you achieving your goal, just so that they can do it later.
It's okay, my sister's a god, she can help.
Yeah.
I have a question that I think will be just as difficult to answer. Why is Sweaty Jeremy so sweaty?
Yeah, Sweaty Jeremy and Dis.
Yeah, did he ever come to me for the curse breaking afterwards?
You guys, we didn't really cover it, but yeah, 100% you guys released Balthazar Brand from being in prison, which was devastating. I was so furious because I had laid a trap a long time ago of, when you get within 5 feet of the Tablet of Fates, you get teleported. And by the time that trap was laid, the Academy figured out what had happened, and they were waiting for you to teleport the tablet right to them, and it would have been done. So you guys successfully avoiding that really annoyed me. So Sweaty Jeremy, Sweaty Jeremy was obviously cursed, right? He fucked something up and lost a bet in the city of Dis, in All Souls Welcome Casino, and fully just became a perpetually sweaty guy, like almost to life-threatening degrees, and then was working at the casino in the process. So he probably might have hooked up with Jasmine again to try to get the curse broken, but it's also not per se the worst curse to have. So
I really hate being sweaty, so speak
Yeah,
for
being
yourself.
perpetually sweaty would just be uncomfortable.
It makes him really good at, like, I assume, like, theft. He can fit into really tight spaces. He's just perpetually lubed up. He's always
Wrestling?
got freedom of movement
See,
24/7.
no, because then you just follow the sweat trail right to him. He could never get away.
That's true, but he can't be grappled. Freedom of movement.
That's right,
He
that's right.
cannot be
Can't be
restrained.
He'll never be arrested, but they know exactly where he is.
They know exactly. He's just constantly on the run. Just
my God, the Wiggler came back.
I think that Jeremy and
Sweaty
Stuart
Wiggler.
Little would be an incredible team up.
Oh, Jeremy and Stuart, yeah.
I love that finally came up. I've been waiting the whole campaign for someone to get a 1 on a bless.
I love Jake's rendition of Stuart Little. Just,
Yeah.
Right?
just the cigarette smoking rat just full on.
And I love that it's Stuart, like the rat, Stuart
Like
Little.
the Stuart Little.
We all
not
just went,
the-
yes, that.
Yeah, it's like sure.
That's Stuart Little.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. Yeah, so Jeremy got a curse while working in this, fully became a sweaty guy, and you met him, in that journey.
Cool.
I guess like while we have you now arrived, Deanna, and we can do always more questions, stuff like that. The audience, I invite you to throw questions in. Eventually, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of key questions about your characters, but I think we should start off by something we were talking about before you got here, Deanna. What was in those predictions?
Yeah. What?
So right in our final fight, True Belief, a master tactician, a giant brain, second to Dread Pirate Leon Greer in tactician abilities, had made predictions. And an audience, just to again remind you, basically what happened is I sat down a couple weeks before the fight and tried to predict what was going to happen in that fight on specific rounds and situations to try to guess how it was going to shake out. And the fact that it worked is a damn miracle.
I was so proud of myself too for that worst one because I was like, on my turn, I'm gonna use bubble to like trap his magic in a bubble. Guess you didn't guess that right, and then you were like, so you cast Silvery Barbs, huh? Fuck you! And I was like, all right,
Right.
I'm not as unpredictable as I think I am.
Like I had to sit there and we can talk about all these. So if you want to open them up and read them yourselves, we can go one at a time, or else I can read them to you. What would you prefer?
I think since you got them all in one spot, and I don't have to download a bunch of
hit 'em
PDFs.
up.
Yeah, I'll save you the time.
I've got mine up already.
Yeah, let's start with lore.
Yeah, Laura, go for it.
All right, so obviously the first one went off during the thing, and it didn't happen, which was pretty cool. It was about who I was going to be attacking. So lore number two is Lore will use lay on hands on Leon. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I instead of having to do that, I used something that buffed you ahead of time. I can't remember which spell I used, but I do think, and then
Shield of Faith.
Yeah, it was Shield of Faith, and then
Right.
I did actually transport myself to your shadow, partially with the idea, since people were going for you, partially with the idea that I would be there to heal you if you needed it.
It
So
was close.
Had
It
the game
could
kept
have
going,
happened.
yeah.
So if you had failed that, and so I'll give you a little bit of an insight of what would have happened, right?
Yeah.
If you had failed that, like if True Belief would have predicted that, I would have had you expend all of your points, basically all of your lay on hand points, to no effect. So you would have
I
just
thought you were gonna
blasted
say
them all
to
into
heal like the enemy, and I was like,
if you were near an enemy, sure.
Oh,
But basically, you
God.
would have, like the moment in Disc where Koba popped open the healing potion, the same
And it-
situation. You would
Yeah.
have wasted the entirety of your healing on Leon there.
Ooh,
Brutal.
rough.
But that didn't happen.
I've got number 3 here. Number 3 was Laura will use their channel divinity effect and target True Belief with the vow of enmity. I
think
used it on Yusugi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used it on Yusugi.
It's because everyone like seemed like they kind of had True Belief under control, and I felt like Laura's job in this moment was to clear as many of the people who would get in their way as possible.
It's fair. also
is
was
very
like
fair.
30 feet in the air, so you couldn't hit him.
At the moment, I mean, I could have thrown
When
shit.
you used your bow, yeah.
Yeah, but
And that
I
one-
did think about it.
And
But
that
it
one
was-
just yeah.
Sorry. I was just gonna say it was when I was thinking about it, it was either gonna be Yusugi or Isaac.
Yep.
Fuck Isaac.
Fuck that guy.
And
Yeah.
that one, the only thing that would have been different is that Vow of Enmity, right, gives you advantage in attacking an enemy. Lore would have experienced your barbarian heritage, and you would have gone full rage frenzy, and you would have vowed of enemy to friend and went after them.
Yes.
That reminds me of a particular swamp fight.
I have a question. Speaking of fucking Isaac, was Isaac mind controlled, or did he just suck? Is this a
Yeah,
Phoenix
it's-
situation, or
Yeah.
So I was
Good question.
continually saying at the end of that fight how tired Isaac looked. Isaac was not mind controlled, but he was sort of stuck in a situation he didn't fully want to be part of.
yeah, like the True Belief was using him as like a source or something, right? But at some point, Isaac had chosen True Belief, right? He had made the choice to be there. It wasn't like a Felix situation where it's like being tricked into something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to make you guys feel bad, but basically Isaac, like pretty in their session zeros, Isaac met True Belief and didn't get mind controlled, but got cornered, basically. Was put in a situation he didn't want to be in, and he felt extremely trapped. But it was something where it was only if you really investigated that would that have ever come out. And he was also a villain. You know, he was killing people and serving the cause. But to your point, Deanna, there was an ability. Had you all decided, you could have talked Isaac out of to turning against True Belief. You could have convinced him.
Not on my list.
It would be hard, but you could have.
We'll check out his ghost floating in the astral plane later.
I
That's
would
what we should
love
really-
to check and see if we non-lethaled him or not. It really, in the end, really, it doesn't matter. But I'm curious, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
But I know we, tried to
It-
kill the hell out of True Belief, but everyone else
I
kind
dumped
of got
an 8th level fireball at him, so
But I don't think
That's not what
took
killed
him out.
him.
it didn't finish him. So,
No,
but
he was-
Jasmine was shooting to kill.
Yeah. He
Which
was
is
in
not
his
surprising.
dying.
There's a whole
Yeah.
wing of the academy now that's just for like mind control recuperation for like, so who are you really now that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
free?
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
there's
gonna-
learn how to be
pamphlets.
themselves.
I'm gonna
You've
do
been
Leon.
blessed.
I'm gonna do Leon. Thanks for blessing us.
Yo.
Holy shit.
Do you
Oh,
want to roll a
oh, what a
D?
Christian?
Dan?
Oh,
yeah. All right, we'll come back to that, but thanks so much, Hatcher Actor.
Wow.
Oh my god, we're gonna go
Oh, I
on
got
the
Lauren.
Brandon, that's Christian,
Thank you,
right?
Christian.
Yeah,
Christian.
Christian.
I just see
that's
Hatcher
Christian.
and I'm like, thanks, Brandon. Don't know why you're doing it.
Fully cheating. Even though it's the epilogue.
Yes.
We'll save those. Those
Yeah.
might come in relevant use here. I'm gonna do Leon quick. So right, Leon's predictions.
Wait a minute.
I don't have my character sheet open.
We can't
and
just
I-
gloss over that.
Yeah, Leon's predictions quick were you'll target True Belief with your pistol starboard. That was your first one. That didn't happen.
Did I?
Yeah,
Definitely did.
you never did it. You never did it. You had the prediction triggered, but you never did that.
Yeah.
Your second one was that you'll use your maneuvering attack to move a creature.
Ooh.
And had you failed, I would have moved like Eric's the Eulithrid closer to one of you.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then your last one was Leon will use the Master of Tactics to help Lore with an attack. You would have just given disadvantage. So yours were not like game-changingly wild, but they would have
Yeah.
been brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. And you definitely would have got me. Those two.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was Leon. Who wants to know next? And we'll just go through these quick.
James.
Give me the rest of mine.
Yeah, you read your last one, right?
Hey.
So
look,
your first
these
one
things happen.
was targeting True Belief with Fracture, your shotgun.
What would have happened? Would I have just targeted one of my friends?
Yep, you would have shot one of your friends.
Easy.
Your second one was, again, you guys might have noticed, and CJ noticed, I was sort of gunning for Leon a little bit. And your second one, Bleeze, was you were going to cast Revivify on Leon.
Oh.
And had that triggered,
You were fully trying to murder me, my guy.
and had that
bold.
triggered, Bleeze, you're just like Koba and the healing potion. Revivify would have just failed miserably.
Ugh, that would have been terrible.
You revive Isaac.
Can I make a pitch?
Yeah.
I feel like it should have failed and also given him a failed death save.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
Or
Even
Revivify
better.
would, he
Look
would
at
already be
Brandon.
dead.
He's already dead.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
I guess
true.
he did. Yeah.
Never mind.
Jesus.
Never mind.
It should kill him more.
It should kill him more.
His
Yeah.
soul evaporates.
Yes.
Yeah, what up, Hatcher? Yeah, we're
We
doing
good. We good.
He gave us the blessing of Amelia. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Christian.
We can all smite now.
The last one, I'll just briefly say, Bleeze, was yours was potentially campaign ending. The one that you had read aloud.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And this one is unique, similar to how Drizzle's prediction was basically the entirety of the round because it was a reaction. Had you triggered, Bleeze, your final prediction, it would have lasted until the end of the game, like the whole campaign in that sense, or the encounter. Because it is, if Drizzle had not helped contain the magical effects happening during that ritual, the void would have emerged and started growing.
Oh.
Had that occurred, Bleeze, at some point you all would have had to figure out, because that would become your new obstacle, as the void growing and growing as the unraveling started. Bleeze, you still had the marble,
Yeah, which could easily pull that back together.
and if you threw it into the void, it would explode and potentially either solve the void or destroy everything. The final prediction is you would use the sphere to target the void. And instead, what would have happened is you would have turned and threw the sphere directly down at your feet and destroyed yourself utterly and potentially everybody around you. So,
Can you imagine if we just died at the end of this? Like, we went through this entire campaign and then that happened?
Yeah, just half of us.
And it was like, and you all died.
yeah,
I hope
I
you've enjoyed playing Spelljammer.
would have been really worried about that one. That
It's
would have
like, yeah, we're 2 hours deep into combat, and it's like, oh, I guess we're wrapping up early tonight.
Yeah, and well,
But
thank you for
again-
joining us.
But again, the level of prediction would have been post True Belief's death, basically, you guys dealing with the void, rolling that doom, and it persisting. Like the statistical likelihood was so low that
But
it would have been freaking wild.
it just would have
It
been
would
sick.
have been so wild.
I'm gonna do Jasmine quick. So Jasmine's first one, right? Targeting Isaac with a fireball. Jasmine, you used your fireball early, and I was really sad because you actually targeted, I think, Isaac with the fireball.
Isaac was one
right?
of the 2 people, yeah.
Had you failed, had this triggered, and I told James this, you would have just turned the wand on yourself and directly shot yourself with the 8th level's fireball.
that is morbid.
Goodbye.
Yeah, how would you do with an 8th level fireball in your face?
How many dice is that? Let me find out.
Yeah, you would have used every charge in the wand to trigger a fireball on yourself.
Just put it right.
8th level, I'm definitely failing the save because I'm crazy. 40. I would have almost been dead.
Yeah, it would have just been game changing. It would have
Yeah.
been. It would have
put me
been
in
a
a
big
really
deal.
bad position.
Second, Jasmine will use her bite attack from the Z-Rex, the T-Rex move, on Isaac. And if you would have failed, you would have attacked either yourself or someone else nearby.
No chance in hell I was turning into a T-Rex after that
I
last fight.
know. And then lastly, Jasmine, this one's the most bonker one for me. Jasmine will use the Iron Flask to target True Belief.
Thought about it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I know you did.
Who would I have?
The scene, if I may paint it, is that all of you
Whoa.
watch as Jasmine pops open the Iron Flask, turning it on True Belief. True Belief has an automatic fail. And then you see as the weave starts to shift, Jasmine turns the Iron Flask, and then the hand turns, and Jasmine sucks into the Iron Flask, and you fully use it on yourself and vanish.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
You would have removed yourself from the encounter.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
crazy.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
What
that
if it
one.
was already full?
Well, you can't suck up another person if it's already full.
It's true. You're right.
Yeah.
I think I put the
Valid
illiterate in there.
Yeah, you did.
Gotta kill him too.
You did all of the things on the list. You just didn't do them when he predicted you would do them.
Right.
Well, I didn't do the T-Rex.
You
to be
didn't do
fair.
the T-Rex.
Number
That's
two.
true.
Again, so Geffrey, real quick, right, was the accent surge. Thank God that didn't trigger because that would have sucked for somebody. Geffrey second. Sorry, Leon. Use a healing potion on Leon. And then lastly, Geffrey has an ability called Deadeye Shot, which applies more damage and does some things. And had he targeted True Belief, again, this is like late game stuff. So he would have just turned and shot somebody else.
That's fair.
Rough.
Yeah.
And you said you were trying to kill me. It sounds like you're trying to kill Leon.
I was definitely trying to kill
hardcore.
you.
That's fair.
And then last not least, Drizzle, right? Use Silvery Barbs. The
Silvery
one that
Barbs.
truly happened.
Well, because we had a conversation about it too. It was all like, should I I feel like I made a promise to Jasmine. I have to protect Leon. I should, okay, yeah, okay, fine. I'll use Silvery Barbs on this. And then wait, shit.
What was your guys' experience? Like, you knew these predictions were happening, right? What I want to hear first, Deanna, and then I want to hear everyone else because this happened.
I mean, I already told you, I was so convinced that I had fucking outsmarted you. I was like, I'm unpredictable. I'm making a bubble around the magic. You can't predict these moves. I'm going to use Silvery Barbs for every reaction. I'm unpredictable.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was scared that somehow I would do the wrong thing. But I was also fairly certain that one of my predictions was going to be doing T-Rex stuff. So I was like, I think I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I was just shocked that you actually sat down and like put that much thought into something, like, because you gave us that a while ago
Yeah.
in preparation for this fight, and to even have some of them be like, oh, I almost would have done that.
Yeah, they were scarily accurate.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing together for a long time. You guys go into patterns, right?
Yeah. Thank God you broke my
it was
pattern last fight.
I love how everyone was like, because I think we fully called you out. We were like, wait, you didn't do Drizzle's prediction on her turn. And he was like, oh yeah, no, that comes later. Like,
It doesn't work that.
You were
it-
like, you
yeah.
can't read yours yet. Ooh.
yeah. And so when she silvery barbed, and you were like, now open it. It was so good. It was, like, yeah, that was intense.
That was super cool.
That was fun.
This is a
We do have
full-on
a-
Yu-Gi-Oh situation.
It was. We do have a question from Flacco in the chat, if now's a good time.
Let me pop through Drizzle's last two quick, and then we'll do.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I got
good.
so
This
caught
first
up with
one.
the silvery barbs thing.
Drizzle, second prediction. Drizzle cast invisibility on herself. Just would have failed.
Oh, okay.
And again, all of these predictions I should know, I made because True Belief had been watching you since the beginning. These are all things you had done generally in a fight before. And so that was all I could make predictions on, is your player patterns here.
Mhm.
Even the marble, in theory, True Belief knew about it.
True Belief is really comparable to Chat GPT in many ways. Really only recognizing pattern.
Yeah. And then last and not least, classic, but again, end of game, end of fight situation where you guys have low amounts of hit points. If Drizzle would have shot True Belief with Eldritch Blast 3 times, she would have shot somebody else. It turns out that kind of basically happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those were
Silvery
the
barbs
predictions.
one, though, damn.
He
Devastating. Thank you.
Got her.
Yeah, those were their predictions, and that was a lot of fun to put together. So we'll come back to the Doom stuff for a minute, because there was some stuff that didn't trigger that you guys never saw. But Flacco, to your question, I had always wanted a guest player in the game. We're in a huge universe. Why not bring somebody in? And it just
Do you wanna for the VOD later say what Flock Obama's question is?
Oh, of course, thank you.
You're welcome.
What brought about Geoffrey's entrance into the campaign, right? Such a beautiful addition to the story, which I thank you. And I think Josh killed it. Like, Josh as Geoffrey was so fun to watch. And I worked with Josh pretty closely. I really wanted to create a character with Josh. I mean, Josh pitched the character, but I wanted to create a character that would serve as Leon's foil and Lore's a growth point for Lore. That both Leon and Lore were living in this pirate situation in different degrees. Geoffrey knew about Lore's sort of past and grandmother, but also was the direct. So I thought Geoffrey and Lore were going to kill each other, or Geoffrey and Leon were going to kill each other.
They were close, and then as soon as they were like, I mean, we could just kill somebody else too.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
worked so well.
When
I was-
okay. Oh,
I,
sorry,
as
go
a
ahead.
player, was relieved when that happened. Because I thought they might kill each other too. And then they were like, what if we teamed up and killed someone together? And I was like,
Yeah.
I, as a player, was blown out of the fucking water when after that session that I was not there for, where everybody died, when Geoffrey just rolls up to Leon and said, this is paraphrasing, so you gonna stand there and cry like a little bitch, or you gonna be a captain? It was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of your trauma hole, Leon.
get out of the trauma hole, you gotta be a leader. And
I
you can
think
see Leon
what I
going,
love too is that Geoffrey or Leon later basically did the same things to Geoffrey.
"Mhm."
Like
Yeah.
fully like switched roles, and Leon was the rock in that moment of captaining,
They
right?
did the
And it
tug of
was
war
like,
stuff.
oh, the tug of war game.
That was a full reversal of like the two roles.
They ended up being such great, I guess you could say, not even foils, but like two sides of the same coin in a way for each other, because they brought out different parts of each other during the story that needed to be brought out, and it was just such a cool like character dynamic between the two of them.
Yeah, nah, it was awesome. I love Geoffrey. Yeah, it's like, look, we're both captains here, blah blah blah. Like, I know we could have started beefing, but there was just that mutual respect, you know. It was just like, all right, you do things differently, but you out here doing things, so.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell the audience. I just want to tell on myself. We had a little like get together meeting, whatever, with Josh before he came on. And after we talked about some more serious stuff and got through something, I kind of sat back. I was a little embarrassed at myself, and I was like, nope, all right, cool, this is happening. And I went, hey, Josh, are you comfortable if maybe my character, if like I flirt with you and like my character might try to sleep with you? And Josh went, yeah, Jake warned me this might happen. And I was like, that's fair.
That was the real true belief prediction.
Yeah, that was yeah.
but see, it's all about
Saw
making
this
sure
eons
everyone
before.
is comfortable at the table. Like, you let him know, and then CJ let him know, and he was like, yeah, come at me. Let's go get this hippo down over on my ship. Let's go.
The best part is it took us until like basically Josh
Him leaving.
was about to exit the guest shop. Like, it did not happen right away, which was very cool and very interesting. Their dynamic was a lot of fun as well. But yeah, I did want to tell on myself a little that fully before I was even in the picture, apparently Jake said, hey Josh, CJ's character might try to sleep with your character. I don't know how that conversation went, but that's how I imagine it.
I will say, while we're on Geoffrey, my favorite Geoffrey moment was probably Tug of War was cool. I loved that. But I think my favorite moment was when we were fighting for Felix's machine, when he was completely blind in the dark.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And just
Fucking
shooting everything
unloading on
around him.
everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Still,
Insane.
I mean,
Such a badass.
to be fair, I was like fully focusing all my healing on him because he was gonna die, but he was still killing it. Like, I don't think he missed, like, except for maybe twice.
No.
Fucking
No.
annihilated.
Yeah, I do want to go with a round of like favorites for each of our characters here, right? I love this topic we're on here for a moment. I just have to acknowledge, like, so one of the things that you guys never inquired about is that Geoffrey, right, was set up to basically compete with Leon to become a Dread Pirate and had a checklist. And so he actually has a written checklist of the stuff he had to do. And Josh has filled it out. And I just need to read it, right? Because Oksana gave him this, and it goes, step 1, successfully give one command or order to the party and have them agree with it. He did that.
What was it? What did he? Was I there for that?
No, he did it at some point in time. Right? Land a killing blow on at least 4 enemies, and he wrote super check while blind, which counts double. Fully nailed it.
But
Heal 1,000 gold worth of stuff, which he successfully did with Smolder.
Yeah, and got a ship and everything.
Yeah.
And then I said you have to add an elective in here, and he wrote make someone piss themselves. To which, when you were holding the pot, a little bit of dirt came out. So he successfully did it. He nailed the checklist, man.
That is amazing.
did Smolder piss like magma before he got potted?
Oh,
yeah, it's always a burning sensation, unfortunately. Smolder has been to the urologist a couple of times.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord.
Damn. Maybe he's better off just being a potted plant.
Smolder.
So,
We
yeah.
want to go through our Geoffrey favorites now, since we're on the
Let's do some Geoffrey favorites.
Because
Yep.
I
already did
have
mine.
my as the Drizzle's not lawful good. I've been informed I'm very lawful good. I liked it when he went to that pilot and he was so pissed at the pilot, like, why did we go in this direction? Our people died, and like the pilot was like, well, I went based on Oksani's orders, and he was so pissed. He's like, you're a good captain, and I'm gonna go scream at a wall for a while. Like, his whole relationship with Oksani, which, full cards on the table, fucking hate Oksani, but moving on. His relationship with Oksani was one of my favorite things. She sucks, and I won't hear anything else about her. Bad.
You're allowed to be wrong. It's okay.
Can't wait
She's
to get
a-
into this.
she's a-
She was on your team for tug of
evil
war and
character.
everything.
She was fully comfortable letting her whole crew die so that her family would be happy. But because it's her family, it is more important than
She didn't
her
get me
crew
killed.
that she's in charge of.
Wow,
I-
that is a
I
Let
great-
many people, but because you're her
please.
granddaughter, I'm sure it feels different for you.
No, because she did not give a fuck what Lore was feeling like at that moment. She was so fixated on Lore's dad, on the Admiral, and I think that I'm not justifying what she did, but she had completely lost herself at that point. And I think she's a really interesting character, and I think she sucked in that moment.
Jake and I talked about this recently because he asked me, as a character, right? I'm like, I love Oksani as a character. I would fight her to the death if I met her. I love her as a
That's
character.
also
I
fair.
like her as a person.
She's someone who has clung onto one ideal and has decided that's the only way anything will be right, is if that thing happens. And in the process of that, lost herself
I
completely.
mean, she's a fucking paladin. That makes sense. That checks out.
Right,
I mean,
she's kind
honestly-
of like a fallen paladin in that way.
Yeah,
If she
that's what
was-
Oathbreakers do. They fuck shit up.
I think if it wasn't for the fact that she was like fully okay with everyone dying for it, she'd be not that bad.
Yeah,
She was
exactly.
cool.
It's-
Otherwise, we made cookies.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
But
To me,
she
that
did
was
get me
the
and Bleez
indication.
murdered along with half of her crew. by
And that's sort of
rocks.
the indication that she that she'd gone totally off the deep end, basically.
Mhm.
Because everything else about her was fine.
But that's
Like,
the thing.
ooh.
Like, I do agree with you, but I feel like we hated Felix for being unpleasant. But Oksani was okay because she was cool, even though she was actively choosing to do evil things. And Felix just kind of made a mistake, and we hated him for it.
Well, he
because
was.
he had a bad personality.
There's also the fact that Oksani was Lore's grandma. Like
Yeah.
That makes it worse, but that's
no, I mean that's why we didn't just immediately like ostracize her for her behavior and stuff. It was just easier for Felix because he was a dick.
I will,
He'd
but I'll
been a
also
dick
say
since
that
day
like
one.
you've been on this like our whole time that we all hate Felix so much, but like Lore was was right there saying, you will not fucking touch this kid. Like,
Yeah.
I can shove him in a locker, but nobody else can shove him in a locker. This is my dumb little dweeb to shove in a locker. Lore didn't believe in hurting him either, because until that you prove that he had full control of himself, which he didn't.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
That's fair. I went on a morality rant, but my point was, and I don't disagree with you at all, CJ. I just have strong feelings about everything.
That's fair.
My point,
Deanna,
I
we've
thought
been
that the
friends
way-
for a few years. I know.
Anything else about Geffrey? Otherwise, I want to invite us to kind of just.
Yeah, I
go
want to
through
continue the
fun-
favorites,
Fun
the
people
highlights.
here. So,
Yeah,
anything
I
else,
loved Geffrey's
Geffrey?
relationship with Oksani. It made him a better captain. That's all. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just say that I love that, and I just as a GM moment, because there's a lot of stuff out of my hands, right? Leon's obsession at the beginning of the game with people in power loving him, and then I think meeting Geffrey, it seemed like was a moment where you're like, oh yeah, fucking Oksani is so great, and then there's this moment where like Geffrey is revealing Oksani's not as good as you might think, dude, and maybe we be great, right? Like not just her, you know. Seemed to be an interesting moment, but
That's cool. Yeah.
So let's move on from Geffrey for a moment. What stood out about Bliznoik?
Bliznoik favorite moments.
And James, you're welcome to do this. You had to play the guy.
Yeah, I was
Look, I
gonna
know
say
it's
definitely gonna do a
basic.
person's.
I know it's
Like-
basic as hell, but their food adventure
The food
was one of my
adventure was great.
favorite moments. I loved it so much. And also, Bleez used Sanctuary early on, and then later in the campaign, Lore used it on Bleez, and I loved that moment for them.
It was good. It was a good turnaround. I like that. I enjoyed like all just the random stuff with my son. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin.
That
Good
was
to watch.
Yeah, Frankel was just like you missed it before. Like that was my main thing. Like I went to school. I became a dad.
Yeah.
These things happen.
These things happen.
Go to school, kids.
Go to school to become a father.
Yes. Also, I had a quick question for you, Jake.
Yeah.
When I was back at the academy all on my own, who was the one that brought me back up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. You guys, I don't know how many of you watched it. Basically, James like fought his way through the academy, and in the final scene, died. Like,
The armor, the experimental armor exploded on me.
He blew up like 3 times in one turn. It was
It
horrible.
was pretty great. It was
What?
pretty great.
Yeah, James gets fireballed, had black dragon armor on that blew up and cast a black dragon breath on him, and then like one more thing happened to him. All got gunned down, basically. Like got shot like 6 times.
Yeah, I had a great time. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I crashed the shit out of the ship.
Yeah, so it was your former classmate buddies, right? So it was the person who specifically picked you up in that moment would have been like Astrid.
Okay.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend.
Well,
It-
Well,
it-
I was wondering what happened with
it
Astrid.
was still a period of time where like one of the seeds that you guys kind of had an option of is had you kind of were getting this messaging of like, you're not alone, people at the academy are supporting you, but that could only last for so long until True Belief kind of rooted it out. And so that was still before almost nearly everyone at the academy either became a cultist or became subjugated by True Belief. So it was one of the few last moments before that. Yeah, that's who saved you.
Okay.
and now she's a professor at the academy, I'm sure.
Yes.
Good.
I had been wondering, and we can talk about this more later, I don't want to veer away from the Bleez, but I had been wondering what was going on with those people who were supporting us at the academy, because I kept thinking maybe we can get a chance to like touch base with them, and it just never happened. Like we never had the moment to, and so I was so curious like what was going on there. It's really sad to hear that they all eventually became subjugated, but presumably we've been able to fix that now post killing True Believe.
Yeah, we can come back to that. But what else do people got for Bleez? Bleez went to school, became a dad.
I'd say one of the most memorable scenes was, I mean, his death.
Multiple
when,
deaths.
Well, yeah, the one on the ship where he went over, it just didn't come back. Like that was wild. Because I think if I remember, yeah, right. Like if I remember, you were like up on the masters, you were flying.
He was flying, trying to fix some things.
Yeah, trying to fix the thing, and it was such a desperate, like everyone, like it was such a tense energy. And then
it's like I can't find Bleez. Where's Bleez?
I just have to say, Deanna, because you missed it, and as an audience, as a GM, I think that entire scene was everyone was either stunned or unconscious.
Yeah, like everybody woke
dying,
up and I was gone.
And we just went in a circle rolling death saves.
Yeah.
It was,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It was basically who could get out of it.
Leon came over to save me with a health potion and basically got stunned on top of my dying body.
Yeah.
And watched
Lore
me bleed
went
out,
unconscious.
couldn't move, and then
woke up,
glanced at Bleez as he flew overboard, just dead.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
woke up to we don't know where Bleez is and Jazz is dead.
Extra trauma. But it's okay, we got past it.
We got past it. Yeah. And
yeah, that was painful. That was a really difficult moment in that.
That was a rough
campaign.
week.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks actually for us to come back because I think we filmed James's thing for the next Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We literally took a week off immediately afterward.
I have trouble picking a favorite moment for Bleez Night because Bleez was consistently just like a little ball of chaos and did all kinds of fun things throughout the campaign. He was just always a badass, always crazy, always super smart.
Flacco just said something that I completely agree with. They said, I feel like Bleez was a savior in many moments.
He was.
Hundo P. I think I cut you off though, Max. Sorry, what else? What were you saying?
I mean, no, that goes along with what I was saying, to be fair. Like, he was just consistently very, very chaotic and energetic. Which is cool, because, that's what goblins should be, I feel like.
And I think Bleez having that sanctuary spell is just really indicative of who he is as a person. I think without being loud about it, he spent a lot of time protecting people. Lore spent a lot of time protecting people, but she was loud about it.
I love Bleez Noink. I think it's also hard for me to pin down favorite moments. I mean, I think Bleez was a great father, and that was fantastic, but he was also deeply clever and cunning, and especially early on, even in parts that weren't on the stream, was, I don't want to say mean, because it's not about being mean, it's about being sharper than everyone else around you. There are two moments that really stick out in my head for Bleez, and the first one really shaped Drizzle as a person. I think I wrote it down. I'm trying to remember the exact words, but it was talking about, he didn't work with us for our project at school because he was working with Felix. And I asked him, like, what? You like Felix better than us? Thing. It was,
oh yeah, I remember.
I mean,
the
if you're gonna be a tool, at least be a useful one, or something like that.
No, he said to you, he said, "What do you do with tools?"
Yeah.
And you were like, that's what it was.
Yeah, because you were like, he's kind of a tool. And Bleez Noink was like, well, what do you do with tools? And you were just like, and then Drizzle later
Get it.
repeated like something along the lines of like, well, I'm a tool, but I'm a useful one, or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, no, sweetheart.
No, I love that part of Bleez Noink that, I mean, we said about him being a savior that is kind of like a little under the radar, but him being kind of a, no offense, kind of a bitch is also a little bit he's sharp and he's cunning and he's very comfortable making the moves he needs to make. I love that. And then the moment that I wasn't at all anticipating, I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was when I jumped off the side of the ship to go rescue Sven, and afterwards, like we had all this. Oh, everybody's fine. Da 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 da. Then we started going downstairs, and Blaze kind of had a little breakdown, and he said, "I thought I was going to lose you and my son, and I don't think I could handle that." The family group of Drizzle, and Mike, and Franklin. I'm very attached to it.
It was very
It's
cute.
so good.
Wholesome as
good.
hell.
Yeah, it's so wholesome. What about Leon? What do people got?
Okay.
What stood out to you?
Nothing. Hate him.
I'm just trying not to be the first one. Like, I feel like every time I'm like, oh my god, I have so many.
Leon was ballsy. Leon was ballsy throughout the campaign, and it never got tempered. He was always like, yeah, I'll fucking do that. It's like, I'll bet all my worldly possessions on this bet. Yeah, even though it's just ship that we all live on. He was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then, like, continued to do that. He went to the witch even and was like, yeah, I'll give away my memories. Yeah, fix it. Go ahead. Just like totally on board with everything. And that was super cool for me. I just liked watching him go.
This is kind of
also-
a follow-up to that. I'm
yeah.
looking through the Spelljammer timestamps. Timestamps.
The stuff.
There's a lot of things that are just like Leon's hot and he walks into every room like he owns the place. And then my personal favorite is that Leon doesn't knock like can I come in? He's like, knock knock. I'm here. I'm walking right now.
Yeah.
Confidence.
I will say Flacco says Leon's quips and gusto, and then also the card game, as Max, you were saying, right? Just like that moment, sitting down at that table and being like, yeah, I'll fucking bet the ship.
And Jazz has said that.
Oh yeah,
Excuse?
I think for me as a player, that was like a defining moment for how I was gonna portray. Because I natural 20'd it, bruh.
Yeah,
Like
he did.
I was like, oh, this guy could do anything.
Yeah, it was great.
And I think tangentially about that time and not being able to be there during that card game, like Laura was elsewhere, was a growth point for Laura because like Laura was going, I don't want to turn this into Laura, but Laura was going through kind of a transitionary period there and was almost like overprotective of Leon at that point. And him just fucking off and betting the whole ass ship while she wasn't there kind of made her reevaluate some shit and be like, oh, and it took her another several episodes post that, but Laura needed to learn to trust that like people knew what they were doing. Because I think she really, really loved Leon and trusted them as a duo, but hadn't grown to trust everyone on their own yet. And I think tangentially there, one of my favorite Leon lore, there were a lot, but like hustling cards, every time they hustled anything together, I was just like, this is the vibe. Like this is these two.
Right. Like that was their thing in school, and it's like, hey, you wanna go go make some money? Yeah.
And I mean, like not to be goopy about it, but like I still haven't figured out in what way Laura loves Leon, but Laura loves Leon so much, and like just their thing whenever they I don't have a favorite because whenever they interacted it was good. They had some really meaningful, they had a very short but meaningful moment when almost everyone was dead though. I can't remember exactly what happened, but damn, that was heart-wrenching.
I think Leon, like for like Leon's side of that dynamic, like, because the way I looked at it was like, Laura's been through a bunch of shit too, and she's just like angry and just like well like, but not in a negative
No, you're
way. Like,
right.
she just wears her emotions on her sleeve and just like goes through all of it, where Leon had this like thing where like, you know, he had to appear like nothing bothered him, you know.
Right.
And so I think he always kind of like admired that about Laura, that like she was totally okay with just like breaking some shit because she felt bad, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were kind of different. which is funny because I think then Lore also held back on things that Leon wouldn't have held back on, and they were just they just had this sort of, they meshed, and it was
Yeah,
good.
it just fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just loved how like Leon inspired like all the NPCs that we ever ran into. Really, like he caused uprisings wherever he went.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
When that
Like-
guy
Lord loved
swaggers
that
into the
too.
place, all crowds are like, "Oh, we gotta listen to that guy. That guy clearly knows what he's talking about."
And I also love the evolution of he wanted to kill Franklin.
Yeah. He wanted
And
to kill
now
Franklin.
he's
He wanted to
totally
kill
down.
Sven. He wanted to kill the Admiral. And we're like, you can't kill them. And he's like,
It's like the classic dad and the dog scenario. No, we're not getting a
Yes.
dog, and then later it's like dad and the dog, just like
Yeah.
So-
Literally.
Yeah, I will literally die for Franklin at this point. Like, no.
"Aw."
it's very sweet.
It's literally the dad and the dog scenario. Deanna, you look like you wanted to say something.
I have now 3 things. The first thing, I need to get permission from Jake first, because this was a couple months ago that we were talking about, so who do you think of the party are the cutest together? And Jake was like, hot take, Lore and Leon are my top ship across the board. Do you remember that, Jake?
Oh yeah,
They
no,
didn't
yeah.
get much screen time together,
No,
I think there was a,
but-
I think there was
but
a
there
moment.
was something there.
There was a moment in Dis when you two were being able to connect, and Koba was serving you drinks, right? And it was just like
yeah.
there was something about I don't know if it was ever even romantic, but there was a closeness
Mhm.
that could be totally, it could be felt.
Right there.
It was very nice. Yeah.
I'm- Go ahead.
Piggybacking on that just real fast, before we go back into the 3 things. The way, Brandon, you described how you wanted to do Leon at the beginning, because we were very much in cahoots for making our characters.
Yeah.
Because the original concept was Brandon was like, we're going to be pirates, I'm going to be the captain. I was like, all right, shit. And he's like, I need a first mate, though. And I was like, I'm down. So that was where we built our characters from originally.
And then I bust down the door.
Well, yeah. So the whole concept was like I was supposed to
gonna fuck
be
everyone.
first mate and like be his subordinate that like gets shit done for him, and he's like the leader that everybody follows. And one of the dynamics we had was like Leon can never show his emotions to anybody, but talks to you about them in a really like weird scenario. If you've ever seen Arcane, specifically, Brandon, you referenced this when Jinx
Yeah.
and the evil guy whose name I forget are like together, and he's just open and candid to her, and he's never like that to anybody else. That was kind of the feel that we wanted to go for. So you bring up the like him never being able to show shit up. That was a big thing for me the whole way through. But I think it was cool that we evolved from that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
It became this like, I mean, I think we had a lot of really good scenes with like opening up and talking about like everything that happened on Hatchet Ship and stuff. Specifically the date.
Yeah, the
That
date
was
was
pretty
fun.
awesome.
That was the thing that I was gonna fucking bring up. It's the line that I had written down of, well, the best thing would be if I died a glorious death. And then Jasmine being like, that's exactly what I am afraid
What I'm
of.
afraid of.
Like that whole
Yes.
conversation of just 2 people, nope, this isn't, nope.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna move us along here to talking about some other folks, because I think I want to come to some of these scenes that we've also been touching base on. Of like, I want to go
I have
through
my
like,
last
what's
quick
your
thing for
favorite
Leon.
Yeah, I want to have Deanna, and then we're gonna kind of shift away from this and
Okay.
jump.
Okay, it's that fucking kid with the balloons. That's it.
Benji.
No, that was so-
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Because
I'll get you
everything
the
went
biggest
so
balloon
wrong.
in the place, and he pointed at a blimp.
That was so good. Oh my god.
Leon's like,
Yeah.
look here.
Listen here, you little shit. I do want to say, because this does not require comment, like fully respecting Jake's ship, fully respect, like I ship Jasmine, Leon, and Lore as a throuple.
Yeah.
Done.
I don't know if that's a
Yeah,
ship. I
fine.
think that's just happening.
I think
Yeah.
that's canonical.
I think we mentioned it like once.
Like
yeah.
6 times. I don't know what you're talking about.
Once, like 6 times.
Like 6 times. Yeah.
All right, I want to jump over and have folks just chat about Jasmine. I think after we chat about our characters for a moment, I'm going to keep us moving a little bit, but I want us to then maybe just touch base on some of our favorite locations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if folks? What stands out to some people about Jazz? And I mean, speaking of the throuple,
I can't wait.
There were so many. I just have to acknowledge how many thruples there were in this campaign, but and at least polyamorous relationships. But speaking of Jasmine,
I'll run through a couple like real quick. The date obviously was fantastic. When the first time I think in this when when you went to the Baylor, you like phased, you like, or like it turned invisible, you like missed
Turn
the
into
step through
gas.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, in through the thing, and like that first interaction with the weave and all of that, and like how ethereal all of that stuff was. Like I felt like that was like a peak Jasmine moment as far as like she's in her element and she sees like the machinations and like how you played it out. Like she was just so cool about it. Like, yeah, then I'm just gonna stitch this together and do these.
I'm glad it looked cool on the outside because I was panicking.
Well, yeah, but like in that moment though, it was like as it was happening, and then you came out and you were like, I really just almost died. Like
it was that, and it was like, oh, I think I almost killed everybody in Dis actually.
Yeah.
fully the genius who's like, I'm doing the thing and I'm in the moment, and everyone outside is like, what are you doing? You're gonna kill him now.
I'm glad it looked somewhat calm and collected from the outside. So the whole time I was like.
I desperately need to find a timestamp that I'm pretty sure Deanna wrote. I will come back to this in 2 seconds. Someone else go.
Okay.
I have a lot of favorite Jasmine. I love the relationship that Drizzle and Jasmine ended up having, particularly something that happened off screen that we brought up, I think, during the final episode of, I think Jasmine was the only person at the school in our group who was our first assignment at school is who do you think should be evicted from your group? And Jasmine was the only one who was like, yeah, I will vote for someone. Everyone else was like, oh, I'm not even gonna vote. I can't. And Jasmine was like, I'm gonna do the assignment, and it's obviously Drizzle. And all the way to they created a really lovely sisterhood that makes me very, very happy. But there's so many Jasmine moments that make me happy just because she's so. I'm trying to remember specific ones. I know one was going to the podcast guy and saying like, so I made a deal with a hag and I need you to tell everyone about my dead moms.
Okay, my original parents were not both moms, to be fair, but yes, yeah,
I
broadcast that.
I have to piggyback off of that for a moment and just imagine that a hag who's like, hey, I got this secret, I'm gonna use it. Like it's like puts on her podcast for the daily in the morning, right? And fully they're like, let me talk to you about the hero Jasmine, about her tragic backstory. And the hag's like, what the fuck? No, my secret. Shit, like now my secret.
And now everyone knows.
I loved that reaction from you.
Oh my god, it's so good.
You did that.
I have the timestamps. That is in episode 14, New Dread Pirates. Jazz and Lore have a conversation. Romance dripping off the screen this ep. And then the comment is from Deanna in the chat. I'm missing a finger. This means I am a genius. I think it was just the way you delivered, because they were having a discussion, and I was gonna say, like, I loved this discussion because Laura was like, dude, I'm worried about you, what the hell, or whatever, but you were like, oh yeah, it was close, holds up a missing finger, but it was like directly after talking about how smart.
Yeah, she was just like, you're telling her how smart she was, and she's like, yeah, I've made some peak discoveries, like, look at the evidence of my struggles, and like this is because I blah blah blah, and you were like, you
this is
missing a finger.
At least one doctorate.
And then
at least
Flacco brings up Jasmine having to cook cookies, Jasmine having to be capable of real life shit.
And this isn't Koba's moment, but the whole conversation between Koba and Jasmine, where it was
yeah.
I'm gonna give you the shovel talk. You are interesting. Let's see.
Yeah,
it was fun. Yeah.
What Flacco was saying, right? Of like actually doing well, Jasmine living life well, cooking cookies well, and then fully because of True Belief showing up and chatting with you guys, the cookies got burned and like, things got fucked up, right? Like,
no!
Anytime Jazz has to like normal human or normal adult is peak every single time.
It really is.
Any one more one, and then I want to jump over to Lore. So,
I really appreciate the way Jasmine handled the Felix thing. Just fully, don't hold me back because I'm about to kill this man. Like,
yeah,
that was That was
We had a
yeah, that was
whole Zoom meeting about I was about to kill Felix in the next
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I'm just gonna briefly say to the audience, yeah, and then CJ, sorry to interrupt, but it's
Yeah,
like,
no, you're good. You're good.
that Felix exchange. I just want to be transparent as a GM. I don't do well with interparty conflict. Like I'm worried when players get mad at each other, and I try to monitor that. And I had no clue once they caught Felix if half the party was going to kill the other half, and I needed to have everyone sit down at a table in a side meeting and just agree that if it happens, we as players are okay.
Mhm.
And so that was a very fun but stressful exchange.
It was
CJ,
a
what do you
good
want?
That was
meeting,
awesome.
and I think the
Yeah.
consensus was, yeah, she's gonna try, but we'll talk her out of it, probably,
Mhm.
maybe.
To top off the Jasmine, the let's use the tablet to bring back your father's memories. Ah, what a great tactical decision. You're
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely tactical.
That was a big meme towards the end,
It was
especially.
so good.
Definitely.
I'm old. I'm an old fart, and I had to talk to Deanna because I didn't get it. I was like, yeah, it was kind of tactical. Like, I fully did not know what the joke was.
The whole
I mean,
thing
it
is that
was-
Jasmine was finally showing emotion and like making decisions for other people's betterment, and this time Laura was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good tactical decision, Jasmine." She's like, "I guess."
Yeah, she's like, we should
Feels
use
deep.
the tablet, like being really kind and caring. And Laura's like, yeah, I mean, if we had the Admiral back, like, we'd be
You
able to
might
get
give
the
us some good
Academy.
turn order
like-
stuff.
And you're like,
Alright, let's
you dumb
jump.
bitch.
Let's jump over for a minute so we can talk about a couple other things and get to some.
Wait, I have distinctly a specific quote from the date that's in the timestamps. That is Leon like Jazz is going on like, "Oh, I'll make sure that you live forever," and Leon leans forward and says, "Do I get a say on that?" Jazz does not respond to that question. There's never an answer to the question. It's great stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the peak of like early Jasmine energy for sure.
Yeah, that definitely changed by the end.
Lore, what do we got? What stands out to quote for Lore?
I'm switching lore in the timestamps again. I'm gonna get quotes.
I didn't achieve my goal of sleeping with a creature in every state of matter, but I did get close.
I did. I thought it was so funny how horny Laura was throughout the whole thing, and it
Mhm.
never let up either. Like, it was just like it's not like, oh, we're in school, so because I think was it you and Jazz that slept with like the monster?
Oh, okay. Astrid
Yeah.
was. We didn't do it on purpose, and we don't know when Astrid became an Ublex. If we were sleeping with an Ublex the whole time,
Okay.
or if it was Astrid at one point.
Halfway.
Halfway. So we did
Look.
sleep with Astrid for a while before we were sleeping with a sentient goo.
Yeah, there was.
But
there
I
was
do
a whole
count that on the
thruple thing.
checklist.
Yes, you do count it on the checklist. That's at least
It's on
two.
the checklist. Like it might
I-
not have been. I'm not been aware of it at the time, but it's on the checklist.
I enjoyed that you ended up at the end matching like your dad with the scars.
Yeah, that was
legit.
awesome.
So sick.
It was so cool. It was.
I mean, it was also
Thank
scary because you
Jake.
were just like moments away from just having your entire skull ripped
Brain.
open.
So yeah, but it didn't happen, and I got some cool scars. So it was so cool. Thank you, Jake, for facilitating that moment. It was poetic.
He's like, I was actually planning on you to die, but
Could have happened. We don't know.
I mean, hot take. Mind flayers putting their tentacles in somebody's head is the equivalent of GMs just teasing themselves, because the second you put those tentacles in their head, every other player at that table fucking kills the mind flayer immediately. Like, you're always like, I'm gonna kill your friend, and the players go,
Yeah.
I would say some there were a couple of moments throughout the whole thing. One thing I really loved about Lore and Leon is that Lore never really listened. Like
Yeah.
Leon would make calls and make plays. It would be like, yeah, but this though. It just like not even there's no conversation, just like, okay, so I'm not gonna do what he said. I'm gonna do this thing here. I remember in the beginning, during the school days stuff, I think everybody was trying to, or like everybody was like jumping in the portable hole, and then I think Drizzle was gonna get us out because she could breathe, or she didn't have to breathe or something, and and like it was like a thing, right? Because you were like, I think you barely had any hit points left, and you were like I think somebody had to be saved, or like a door had to be opened, or something had to be done, and you're just like, no, and you just go. But it was never like, I'm just gonna be a little shit. It was always like, hey, this is important too, right? And it's like, we're not gonna compromise this thing over that thing. Like, you do this, and I'm gonna go put myself at risk and put myself out here to get everything done. And I thought that was really cool because it like humbled Leon as like a captain. He never got like too I'm in control about everything, because Lore was always there to be like, I'm here because I want to be. You know what I mean?
A contrasting opinion.
I think they had a conversation about it at one point too, and it might have been in the pre-play, I don't remember, but Lore at one point, I believe, said something along the lines of like, I trust you, and I trust you to lead us, and and I'm here because I want to be, that kind of thing, like. And it was a really good moment between them, and I really appreciate it. I think we touched base once or twice as players. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't being a massive dickhead, and I just appreciated you like letting Lore and Leon to a point too, letting Lore do Lore things. That was really cool.
I would Flacco notes just the Truth or Dare game. Lore had big I don't give a shit energy during that.
Everyone was giving so many shits, and Lore was like, yes, I'm naked. Yeah, okay, let's go.
It looks like I'm crawling over the ship now. You're welcome.
What are we doing?
Meanwhile, Koba just has some tea, and it's like, this is everything I ever wanted.
This is immediately post like the Jasmine conversation too.
You want to go after Koba, he will go after you by playing Truth or Dare, my friend.
Yeah, two master tacticians of different crafts.
Afraid Not said, I don't want to play that game with people like Lore.
Any other thing for Lore? Shit. Otherwise, I want to jump to Drizzle.
The very first note made about Lore in the timestamps, because I'm having a great time going through them, is Lore was made for the streets, which is what's true and is true. She's ready to go. Yeah. Well, she handles herself. Like, they know what's going on. They know their own decisions. They respect their captain and they respect his decisions, but they follow what he orders because she respects the decision that he made. If he makes a decision that she thinks is stupid, then it's like, that's a stupid decision, and I'm not going to do that. That's great.
Drizzle, what have people got?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, everything. I loved my favorite Drizzle moment is still gotta be, or one of my favorite Drizzle moments is still gotta be when episode 1, when they were trying to heist what was his name, the dude, the prince dude, we just had him again,
that
guy
yeah. It wasn't Farquaad.
Bertrand.
They were trying to heist, and we'd played a few sessions before, so we had the kind of vibe, and I was just like, no, absolutely no. Lore plays completely along with Drizzle's story. Drizzle is telling a story. I'm gonna help Drizzle, and the other three are like off trying to actually steal something, and Lore's like, no, you can't marry him. And the two of them are just like, and Lore felt genuinely bad that like Drizzle didn't get to like tell her story fully, like,
it was very supportive of Lore. I feel like Lore supported Drizzle in a way. I don't know. I don't want to say Drizzle didn't get it from other people, but Lore was just like, yeah, man, sure, let's do it. It was very supportive and lovely.
They
had a cute conversation.
Down her path.
Yeah. They had a
wedding.
cute conversation later about romance and stuff as well, so.
Yeah, shopping in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was supposed to say,
shopping
with me,
in dis. Well, just Drizzle shopping in dis in general, which is more like 5-finger discounting in dis.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
it didn't go badly for anybody.
No.
Yeah, it went great.
I robbed from everyone because I fully believed, because I was doing the checks. He was like, oh, roll. And I rolled and it was pretty good. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, nobody's coming over, so I'm going to keep fucking doing it.
One of my favorite Drizzle moments was shortly after that when Deanna learned that actions have consequences.
Yes.
Deanna knew, but Drizzle didn't.
I did not think that these actions were going to have consequences. That was real.
You're like, oh.
like,
Hell, the
I
best place to
thank
steal
you.
from.
Hell, yes.
That's pretty good.
Drizzle was one of my. She was probably my favorite character in the whole thing. Like, just I like it, back at the beginning. I remember her and Leon had a cover. I think everybody was there, but it was like we're behind the curtain, and so we don't lie behind the curtain, and we can lie out there, and it's like you had to be super literal with how you put everything. Yeah,
you had to talk to an adult child.
Yeah, but it was so cool. I feel like I don't like. I think that Leon has like this like big brother energy towards Drizzle, but at the same time, he knows that she's like. I think he knows she's like immensely powerful, but has no fucking clue how any of it works. Like he's just like, yeah, like okay, Laura is a paladin. I know where her stuff comes from, right? Like Bleeze makes a bunch of dope shit, right? He's a techie guy, right? And then Jasmine casts spells. That's the weave. I get that. And then Drizzle is just like, hey, I'm gonna go bring Bleeze and Jazz back. I'll be right back. It just like pulls out a jar or something and like makes the shit happen. Like just so there's like you did a good job at balancing like the naivety of all of that and like the cosmic knowledge of like how power structures work and how you can influence reality, but like everything's a sitcom. Like it was just she's a whole heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think we can. We'll close this out for a moment.
Oh,
but
I've got a couple. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Then go for it.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, don't you dare. All right. Specifically, my character interacted a lot with Drizzle, and I think of all the people that were in the crew, Jasmine grew the most pertaining to Drizzle, and possibly the most because of Drizzle. There are two specific moments that were really big for her. One being when Balthazar Brand was about to fucking murder me. I was about to be smear on his throne. And you came up with the card and you saved Jasmine's life, essentially putting yourself in extreme danger because he could one-shot any of us. And saved her life just out of nowhere, even though she had like clearly shown a lot of animosity towards you. Like, why are you so weird? Or maybe not even that, maybe just like, God, you idiot. Like, that kind of energy has been the only thing Jasmine had given you, and you came up and saved her life like it was the right thing to do. That changed her a lot. And then the scene where Drizzle is telling Jazz how she needs to become a god and leave, and she's like, but I finally understand you and we're finally sisters. Like, it's taken 8 to 9 years and you're gonna leave me now. Like that was the top two for Drizzle for me, just because of the personal connection I have to those. But yeah, that's all I needed to say.
I missed an episode where, and I remember I got a Facebook message from Deanna. She was like, hey, so Drizzle's gonna ask if she could be a god, and since you're not here, Leon's gonna say yes, okay? And I'm like, what? Like, oh, all right. I wish we could have played that out, because I just feel like that would have been, I feel like it would have been really, really good. But it's like that energy though, just like, hey, I'm gonna be a god now.
I want to specify,
Okay.
if you had been there, she was going to ask permission. She wasn't
Yeah.
letting you know. She was asking Captain permission for divinity, please.
Permission for
Permission
divinity.
for divinity.
Yeah, did you ever let Lore know?
No.
No.
Interesting. Why didn't you do that?
I was planning not to tell fucking anybody. I don't think Koba knows. Franklin doesn't know. Because,
Franklin's gonna be a follower.
well,
Yeah.
we can talk about later everything that goes on in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think what she did was particularly kind to her son or to her friends. She just doesn't really understand how people's lives work because she's not gonna be a mother anymore. But she did it. I was told by Jake that I couldn't just say, well, Leon said yes, so now I'm not going to tell anybody else. I was like, I'll talk to Bleeznoik because Bleeznoik is Drizzle's best friend. Like,
In a bathroom, mind you.
yes.
Yeah. That was the funniest, weirdest way to approach that. Like, ooh, good, he's alone. I'm just gonna corner him in the back.
And there's another guy in their bathroom, like peeing next to you, and you're like, so, like if I became a god or something, the guy's like, this is not my combo. I'm gonna wash my hands and get out of this room. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I think the funniest and weirdest anything is Drizzle's forte. That
also
really
like
hit
all
the
of
nail
her-
on the head, CJ.
Drizzle, the funniest and weirdest.
I'm gonna invite. I will say we can continue this conversation. I do invite. I don't know if we need to necessarily take a break, but like if people need to get up and go do things, obviously, or go to the bathroom, get a drink or something.
I
go
got
for
plenty of wine right here.
it.
Finished my gym.
I can
because we're
run the
just
break
chatting.
timer for a second if we want.
Well, yeah. Do people need a break? Otherwise, people could just part and come back. I know I've walked away for just a moment as we're chatting. I did want to
I'm good.
ask a question coming up. I think we're going to cover some future stuff here in a moment, but there's. I want to make sure I leave space for any other questions you have for me or the audience. If you have questions for the players or for me, and I wanted to bring up. Speaking of favorites, what was your favorite moment where the audience impacted the game?
Don't we all have the same one?
It's the plant, right?
It's gotta be the plant.
definitely the
Gotta be
plan.
the plant.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's fucking the channel divinity. It's the fucking calling
Divine
on
intervention?
God, divine intervention. Yes, that
That's
is the
a
only
huge
reason
one,
that
too.
Jasmine and Bleeznoik are back.
Well,
That was
no,
cool, too.
that
Yeah.
was
The cleric brought back like 17 people, didn't he? Or didn't she? I don't remember the gender.
the
She-
channel
yeah.
divinity was to break the pact with Brand.
Yeah.
I thought it was to heal like.
No, we called on the Solar for that.
The
Yeah,
Solar
you-
did that.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Zachariah of Lavender
That
Fields
was a
and
huge
Ginny
moment
Grass.
too, and I wouldn't fault you if that was your favorite. But the plant is just so
The plant is really fun.
peak Iron
It was-
Valor.
it was so
energy.
Iron
Best
Valor.
moment. Yeah.
You did leave the the interaction with like their god essentially to that chat, and it worked out, which was awesome. But
Insane.
the
I'll
plant
also
is
say-
just I can't say anything about that.
There were so many times where it might not have been necessarily memorable in like oh, this is peak this or peak that way, or like, oh, it was funny or whatever, but there were so many times this season or this series that they saved our asses.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Like-
that's why Iron Valor.
Lux,
is
the
Unreal
Lux, the
number of
blesses.
times.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the True Belief fight would have gone way differently because they all failed their
yeah.
saves.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
we took full advantage of that
Oh, yeah.
curse, you know.
What
I
was
think-
the thing? What was the save that you were making us wait for the Illithrid on not Jasmine.
The flask, right?
Oh, it was flasking the Illithrid, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
fail and then
yeah, I was
flask.
I was fully like, Jasmine says, "Don't go for the Lithrid. I've got them."
Don't use that save or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just James messaged me. He's like, "I'm gonna shoot him," and I was like, "Your shooting makes them make a dex save, doesn't it?" I was like, "Don't stop."
Trust me.
Yeah, I would
Alright.
say that as the GM, the plant was incredible. You know, just like really shifted the feel of that fight almost immediately.
Ended it actually.
Ended. Oh, sorry, ended it. Yeah.
There wasn't a feel anymore.
Ended
the fight
it
was
by the
over.
time it started because he was gonna go over to Oksani and it was gonna get real gritty. The audience, you really changed the game on me there. But I was also gonna say, yeah, the divine intervention. That trap had just been laid for like 5 to 7 episodes. Like I laid that trap early with clearly, I think the crew knowing something was up, but never realizing
How bad it was gonna be.
that Brand had gotten arrested.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and how bad it would have been. And so the fact that you broke that really gave me the middle finger. It really bummed me out, and it was great all at the same time.
I didn't even think that was how it was gonna shake out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with the weave again. It's gonna be rough. I might have to kill everybody on the ship if I cause a void out, you know. But you were just like, nah, I'll just make the cleric roll for divine intervention. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, that works too. Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, gotta blame Zach for that one for sure.
Can I have a question I can to pose. Can we talk about we had so many memorable NPCs.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I wanna give flowers to Koba, light of my life, fire of my loins. Everybody fucking loves Koba. Is there any? I want to open the floor. Does anyone not like Koba?
No, I like Koba.
He's alright.
Okay.
I like Koba.
Yeah. Koba.
I-
I
it
like
seemed that most
Koba.
of the-
I don't know if Jazz likes Koba.
It seemed that most of the crew were like, "This guy's too fucking nice to be true." Like,
At
will say-
first, yeah.
After
Jasmine
like
took
I
that
think
to
the
another
first
level.
2 sessions after Drizzle went on a date with Koba, both my real life partners were texting me, "You know he's gonna fucking kill you, right?" We watched that episode. He is not to be trusted. This is the
If
most
this was
dangerous
Daniel's
man in
campaign, yes.
Oh, for sure.
With Lore just like Lore enjoyed his company, but was also just like, "Are you for real?" Like I think Lore actually said, "Are you for real?" at one point.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was so non-threatening and accommodating though that it's like, yeah, he's alright. He's in an apron. Like, and he
alright.
makes good drinks.
He's
you know?
He's in
But
just an apron.
Naked,
Just
but
an apron. Yeah.
except for the apron.
serving
It's fine.
drinks to Laura and eventually cutting her off when she said "my dad," and he's like, "Oh, okay, you
Nope.
can't drink anymore."
Yeah,
done.
we've had enough. Yeah.
I thought he overheard Dad and was like, I went ahead and brought you another drink. I heard
Oh, he
talk
did?
about
I mean,
parents."
That did at one point.
Father was the
Father
cutter.
was the-
Dad was okay. Father is done.
Father, it was over. Like, oh, we gotta cut you off.
Yep. Yeah, Dad was fine. Father was too much.
Oh boy.
They
Koba
were.
was fantastic, but
Yeah, Koba was great.
I of course love Sven, for personal reasons.
Yeah.
James, I
I'm
want to
not-
get. Sorry, I
I
cut
don't know.
you
I was going to
fully
toss
off.
it Franklin for James' reasons, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to see what James was gonna say before I said mine.
About Franklin for sure.
Okay.
Franklin, like, he's like, I gotta play this character at one point, and just, could you imagine just an artificer that has a warlock pack?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Franklin is a bit badass. My brain couldn't decide whether I needed to
He's
Yeah,
like
he was
Spider
censor
Batman.
myself.
I was
Yeah,
a big fan of Franklin.
Franklin was really cool.
Go for it, Max, and then we'll go to
Okay.
Brandon.
I was gonna say the reason I asked James was because I think my favorite was probably Felix as a character. We all hate him, but
Yeah.
he has such a rent-free home in all of our minds. Every time Felix is mentioned,
Where is Felix now?
he's doing community service, isn't he?
Is he still?
Yeah, and there is I want to come back to Brandon in a moment, and there's Flacco threw a question too in here. But so Brandon, what was your thought? And then I can answer some questions here.
Oh, I was gonna say, I like the Admiral Lorfan. I thought he
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the same. Yeah.
Yeah. What a villain, what a foil, what a antagonist. Like
Yeah. And by the end of it,
He
he was
was-
just a dude. He was
What
cool.
Yeah.
lives rent free in my head about Admiral Lorfan real quick is the fist fight in the casino when
yeah.
he
the hell
acid
out of
surged you, and then
You were so close to killing him. You were so close.
you were
Broke
so
his knuckles
and
and
like
all that.
Max was so proud of like throwing him off the edge of the thing, and I was like, "Fucking dude, you think I'm gonna let you kill him off of
Yeah, well, he like teleported, didn't he?
Yeah, apparently you could just do that. And I was like,
Yeah.
he's supposed
Yeah, he's
to be
an
a
astro
martial
elf.
class.
He's an astro elf. Yeah. No, that's a racial ability.
Yeah."
Yeah, didn't
And
see
then-
that coming.
And then to see sort of almost a full circling of Lorfan real quick of like at the last episode also fighting Leon and then using his own martial prowess to give Leon final kill. It was so fun.
Yeah, that was dope. He
was a
had
great NPC.
a whole little arc too, man. It was cool.
I thank you. Just like full, not disclosure, that's not right, but basically I came up with little like bit of Laura's backstory, and Jake went, I think I have the right character for your dad. And this was like in the very beginning, and I was like, okay, cool, and I didn't think much of it. And then we had our pre-game of the few episodes with the us in school, and I was like, my dad's the admiral and he's a jerk.
He
Like,
walked in, and I distinctly remember the feeling just all so bummer, like, oh my god.
Yeah, those pre-sessions, just side tangent, those are great idea, fantastic, and I've started doing them for my own campaigns now.
they're so great. But
So
I
good
will
for
say,
setting the scene.
even with us in school, I knew he was like our antagonist for school, but I didn't expect him to be so intricately woven into the story. And it really gave me as a player and Laura as a character a lot of like drive and, you know, stuff that I could do, because I was such a interpersonally driven character this round. I didn't have many goals that didn't involve people. So it was really helpful. I appreciated that. And I just loved how you played Lorfan this whole time. And us finding out later that like he didn't even really have control over being a massive dickhead. It was great. No, it was really good. And I liked Oksani as well, because I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, all of a sudden we got saved, and then it was like, oh yeah, it's this lady, she's your grandma. And I was just, what?
Oh, yeah.
So that was awesome.
So cool, and she's gonna let half your crew die, but she's also very cool, and also she's a paladin, and it's all very complicated. I have strong feelings about her, but I think she's a great character, and I think she wove into your story in such an interesting way.
Yeah, I really appreciate, that was a lot of fun building those characters. I want to come back to the questions for a second of, one for Sven, who's matchmaking for Sven. I mean, Sven either hooks up with the party a bit or fully has a divine patron, a patron who is all about good stories. So obviously Sven's going in a rom-com, right? Like, obviously Sven is living the best rom drama life.
Here's the thing. Drizzle only likes good stories, so he's got to be a good love interest if he's actually gonna fall. She's not gonna like ensorcel anyone to fall in love with him. She's just gonna maybe make like his little brain dog wrap the leash around the pretty lady's ankles or something like that, where it's like set up the moment for him to bring it home, you know.
May I just say, because audience, you would not have been able to pick up on this, none of you got the callback on the brain dog.
Oh, what brain dog?
Sven's dog.
Yeah, that was the dog from the walls, wasn't it?
His name is named Bruno. And in your first ever session in simulations, a dog was running at the Mind Flayer in the simulation that was done back in history.
Crap.
And that dog survived through, but as a brain dog.
Oh my god.
And in fact, I have art of him. So...
Oh my god, it's been so long since that. The only thing I remembered from that was how we traumatized another class of students with it.
Yeah, we traumatized another class.
We told them crank up the emotional factor and let the next students have it. I think Micah got expelled over it because he couldn't handle it.
Got a breakdown.
We got a kid. We got a kid expelled for caring about a dog because we were such great people.
Hey, these things.
I think we got better as time went on. I think we got a little bit more compassion.
Our morals definitely shifted. Oh my god.
I love him.
Oh my god.
Did Erica draw that? Did you draw that?
Erica did.
Erica's
so cute.
Did you say draw a brain dog?
Yeah, I said, I need you to draw Bruno a little brain dog.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yeah, that was a deep cut callback. Sometimes you got to do the deep cut callbacks, are just for me.
Right. Yeah.
That was great. Yeah.
Well, now that I know it, I'm extremely excited about it. But no, I didn't remember the name of the dog from the first episode of the pre-play.
Yeah, I knew that dog. I knew if you had mentioned the dog, I would have known. But like, Bruno,
Right.
that's so specific.
All the little shit. Wait, there was a question I was supposed to answer. One of you threw a question at me. No, I want to just check.
I forgot.
Flockabomb in the chat was asking about who's matchmaking for Sven.
Yeah.
Sven has to bring it home on his own, but I'll give him some situations.
And I'll also like jump on that and say definitely Lore goes on at least one like really nice date with Sven. They probably had a few, good dates at least. I don't know what comes of it, but Lore's
If you
even
Sorry,
what?
continue.
No. I want to know what you're gonna say.
If Sven continues to date Lore, he's gonna get the talk.
Oh my god.
Oh
So
my
good.
god. I mean, just a thing, I've mentioned it in the chat before because we got on this conversation, but a thing about Lore, like, I think Lore has a lot less people that she becomes romantically attached to. I think that's the place where she really kind of picks and chooses. But she's someone who sees the two different things as two completely different things. And then the third thing of flirting and having fun is also a completely different thing, and they can all exist in the same thing, but they can also exist separately. So she'll always be the kind of she's probably, don't want to speak for Josh, but probably gonna hook up with Geff every time they're around, definitely go on dates with Sven, definitely the kind of person to go flirt with someone else and, have a good night with someone. That's just Lore. But I think Lore was really surprised when Sven asked her out, because she was like, well, you've got me on the off foot already because I'm usually the one doing the asking. So that was a lot of fun for me. That was just a little fun role reversal when Sven did that. It was really cute.
Yeah, speaking of, so let's jump into this for just a minute, right? And we can come back to some questions or anything else. An audience, throw questions in there, throw comments in there. I know Flacco said I want a full shopping episode with the shop at the floating meteor with the Autognome.
Yeah.
Is he
where
dead?
No.
Okay, good.
Why would he be dead?
He got the deck of many things and he just started pulling.
Oh, true.
Oh,
no.
yeah, he's definitely dead.
Or he's really powerful. God knows.
Did you not? You should pull for them at the
He's
end of the
really
episode.
powerful,
Sure,
but
I'll
didn't
pull
know
for
what a
him.
deck
I'll
of
pull
many
for him
things
at the end of the
was.
episode. I'll pull. He'll have
That's-
pulled 5. So
Oh
That's
god.
our,
Okay.
That's our post credit scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts to dude just.
We gotta do
drawing cards,
timestamps before
everything explodes.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I would like. Can we do some quick epiloguing? Is that what?
yeah, we're gonna do some future. So I want
Okay.
to talk about where the questions I have for you all, right, about this and change these up, right? But I want to know, what does your character do within the next year? What is one rumor that emerges about your character? And then lastly, what is a part of what is an adventure your character then further pursues? That might not apply to Drizzle, but what is an adventure they go on in their future?
it.
So what happens in the next year first?
In the next year, for Leon, he joins the Dread Pirates officially. He beats all the other ones. And he would rally them all with Geoffrey and Oksani's help to lead the charge against any of the other any of the other cults of True Belief and the Mind Flayer stuff, and in the war with the Githyanki and all of that good stuff, and he would take the Dread Pirates and he would turn them they'd still be pirates, but they'd be good pirates, we're the only ones that can pirate around these parts. A rumor isn't even a rumor, just the fact that he slayed True Belief, got the final kill on him, is just known across the galaxy now. He makes sure that he recounts all of everything that happened to the podcast guys, and they tell the story, and so that's just what he's known for now. It's not even a rumor. And what was the last question?
Is there an adventure they go on?
Oh, an adventure they go on.
It might be something unresolved that Leon had to still solve, or
Oh,
whatever it may be.
he goes to the solar plexus competition to cheer on his boy Zachariah, yeah, of Living Grass. Yes, he goes to that.
Yeah, rad. All right.
One thing that Drizzle needs to do very soon. I think she gets to. I'll talk to you later, Jake, about what the fuck. She jumps into the void, I guess, with her tablets, and she talks to a giant snake. I presume the big snake in the void, and they chill out a little bit. And she says, "Wait, excuse me, I have something I need to do. I'll be right back." She goes and she visits Franklin. She takes off her little necklace with all the bombs in it that his father gave to her. She's also she's decided she has the orb now, and she's a god, so now she has the orb. She's gonna put that in the necklace. Give him a little talisman. I'll let him know that she was gonna be watching out for him. And that if he would like to disintegrate into the void with her, that sounds lovely. But he's gonna have to wait at least another 30 or 40 years and ask his father first. Because she remembers the pact that they made, and that's their new one. The little pinky swear. She'll always be looking out for him. If he wants Eldritch Blast, it's on the table, but he doesn't have to. Mostly he's got that orb and he knows his mama's there if he needs her. Otherwise, I think she's mostly just figuring out what the fuck is going on. I don't know if you want to tell me what's going on in this public setting.
What's your question?
What happens when you join the Pantheon? I don't think Drizzle really knows. Is it just whatever she wants to happen?
No, it's incredibly bureaucratic and very boring and sort of sucks, Driz. Like, what, you think you don't have rules, bro? You think?
Oh, she hates it. I think she causes a lot of problems then, but that's good. That's good and fine.
There's a
It's
lot
just
of
mixing up
politics.
everybody's lunches.
Is there already a god of trickery, deception, lies, and good
Mischief.
stories?
Yeah, but yeah, you can be it.
I'll talk to you later about how.
Yeah, Drizzle steps into the space, right? And I think Drizzle, you come to learn a lot of what is going on in the universe, right? And a lot of the machinations that are at work all the time. And one of the damned shames about being divine is that you don't get to intercede as much as you wish you could.
Okay.
And so you may know a lot, Driz, that no one gets to know about, that may be affected by it.
I promised Koba that if he rang me and he wanted to go roller skating, I'd be able to drop by and go roller skating.
Yeah, I will tell you, because instead of what is one rumor that emerges about you, I'll tell you one rumor that you learn and you can share with everyone, right? There is, as sort of implied, another entity that lives in the void in particular and holds a lot of power there. And that entity is trying to get back to its body. And you learn that rumor.
First thing, I believe that it was either a nat 20 or at least a 27.
Yeah.
He wants to help me.
Yeah, you're bros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I still able to go roller skating?
Yeah. Every so often.
Okay. Is this like a Peter Pan situation where it's like once every 35 years they'll see me again, or am I?
It's actually a Pirates of the Caribbean style, right, Davy Jones, where once every 30 years on the boardwalk in South Beach, you're allowed to.
I want to know how much of an absent mother I am.
Cool. We have you marked on the calendar. Like,
Yeah.
We all come back and visit.
On Mother's Day, we just throw stuff into the void.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, sweet, Driz. All right, who else? What else have people got?
All right. Boys Noink is becoming a professor at the academy after it's restructured and put back together. An adventure. He's gonna go on an adventure with his son. And they're going to see all the different planes and just go and see what they can gather from each plane. And then a rumor. He's been working with the marble to actually properly perfect that kind of gate technology between planes. And the void.
Oh, cool. All right. You roll I'll roll a die for you.
Let's see.
Yeah, if you want to roll a d20 quick.
D20?
Congratulations on the one thing that has made me the most emotional so far is I go on an adventure with my son.
And you have luck on this, by the way.
I got luck. All right. Just a straight D20?
Yep.
Ooh, that's awful. 7.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
with your luck?
Okay. The other one was a 2.
Ooh,
All right, cool.
These dice love me.
woof.
Awesome. It takes a while. You're going to do it eventually, but it's taking a while.
One day.
Sick. So you go on your adventures with your kids, see with Franklin, see all the planes, right? You work at the academy, and sweet, awesome. Jasmine.
I was hoping I could go. This has been hard for me to think about because I don't. Jess has a lot of options on the table. She thought she was going to become like a goddess of undeath and kind of control the fate of life and death to a certain extent. But now she's in a position where she can do whatever. And I think if she would continue her relationships with Leon and the crew and Lore, of course. But she would keep researching and working and furthering what she had already started and kind of trying to perfect it and get a better understanding, because she still thinks that necromancy is, as a school of magic, can be used to help a lot of things and save a lot of people, especially the ones she cares about. So
What's a rumor?
Rumor would probably be she became a lich herself, but whether that happened or not is up for speculation.
Yep.
And an adventure she would go on within a year, I would think, would be to go find a Dracolich and take it down.
Well, cool. All right, that's wild.
Yeah? Is it something you had planned for?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Leave it there.
Lore.
For Lore, it's a little difficult because Lore as a character has sort of like said, I'm gonna do a thing, and then just attached herself whole hog to whatever that thing is she's decided she's going to do. And I don't think that really like changes, but the thing is that, so she said like, hey, I am now a paladin of the revolution. Here's my tenets of the revolution. And like one of the tenets, I have them right here. Her oath is different from her tenets of the revolution, but she wrote out all of them. But one of the things was tyrants will not be allowed to rule. And yeah, they took down True Belief, but that doesn't mean there aren't any tyrants left in the galaxy, in the multiverse, in, you know. And so I feel like Lore would definitely find a situation, whatever it is, where she could be on the move, because they're not necessarily gonna get news of some tyrannical this or that just sitting on their butt somewhere. And I think that they probably go through a period of time. Like, she's probably has a situation where she's like really happy because they beat True Belief, and that was the thing that she set out to do, and that was the tyrant that they set out to take down. And like that night, she's really happy, and for like a week, she's just like really happy, and then she starts being like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to do something. And from there, I'm not really 100% sure, but it would definitely be something that allows her to continue to set right things that she thinks are wrong.
Yeah. What's a rumor that emerges for Lore?
I really wanted it to be something cool, but I just keep thinking about, like, it's probably like, oh, did you hear that Lore, like, slept with True Belief? Did you hear that Lore? Like, it's probably just something fucking stupid about, like...
It's that Lore slept with every state of matter. She finally did it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There you go.
I want
I'm
to
like,
say on the walls in the new academy dorms, there's a "Can you beat Mavari Lore fan?" And there's like states of matter and a checkboard.
Oh no.
Awesome.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Like I said, it's probably something dumb about something or someone that Lore has slept with, but I at least respect the rumor that she's finally slept with all states of matter.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
that.
think.
Did
I
you know
think,
that Lore slept with a lich?
I think as we
And
close,
Jasmine.
to close out the histories a little bit of the epilogues of these guys, you know, like I think for Lore, I'll say that like a couple of things happen real briefly that I can talk about for NPCs.
Mhm.
Koba Foley goes and just works in the academy for a while, and then eventually, using the academy, goes back and lives at Dis. Sits up in the tower and pours one out for Drizzle every so often. And just goes back to his home and lives a great life thinking of Driz, right? And when the friends come and hang out, cool. Sven Foley goes on his own adventures. He learns of the rumor of a former mind flayer, Anka, who had been freed from a hive mind, and goes and tries to learn more about the history of those people who've done that. With Bruno. Admiral Lorfan fully becomes Oksani's first mate.
Yo, I like that.
She offers him the position again, saying she needs to have him stick around for a while, and he could probably learn how to do the pirating thing again. And so they buddy around with you, Leon, for a while. And they offer you Lore if you want to hang out for a bit, but it's never like a permanent position or anything.
Yeah, come and go as you please.
Yeah, and then at one point in time, Storm returns back because you had a brief connection with Storm, but Storm returns back and basically becomes like a really powerful leader of the elemental plane of water, and puts to rights a lot of the little bits of chaos that happen there. And Felix becomes more or less the lead inventor for philanthropic devices to help environments and kind of restore planes to their original states.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Does Storm ever teach Lore the healing thing?
1,000%.
Because-
Yeah,
Okay, just needed to know. This very important detail.
Definitely goes off and is pirating around too, right? So I think for Lore and for any of you, you all have these opportunities of connection as you span the multiverse.
Yeah.
Drizzle visits as often as she can, and things are a little bit easier for you guys than they might otherwise be. Just like really convenient coincidences, I think.
Lore stays, I think if Leon and Jazz stay together, Lore stays with them most of the time. But if there's like
She
a
doesn't
thing...
tend to abandon the crew, like the Dread Piracy crew. Always needs a first mate.
Right.
But
if there's a-
she's gonna do some
sorry.
field research on the side, for sure.
Yeah. If there's like a thing that needs to be set right and it's just not a Dread Pirate job, Lore disappears for a while, comes back. So that's probably the adventure Lore goes on. Helps liberate some small community somewhere.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Can Drizzle hear prayers? since she's a god
Yes.
I don't get to tell you what you get to do, dude.
Yeah, then yes.
now? Cool. Leon talks to Drizzle pretty frequently. He prays to her, just keeps her updated with everything. It's not like, hey, I need this stuff. It's like, hey, so this happened today.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Um,
I'm gonna come out of fucking left ass field here real fast for you, James. At one point, you wake up and there's a little bubble that is next to your bedside table, wherever it is that Bleasnoig sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
And if you poke it and explode it, I should get married. You don't have to decide now. I'm just letting you know that is something that comes to you.
Huh?
Dad, you should get married.
I should get married.
Well, I mean,
Just
You
that
don't
you
have to
should get married.
well, hold on, Dad. I guess you don't have to get married, but find a life partner, man. Like,
Hey, Max, what did you think?
I thought Drizzle was asking you to marry her. I was like, that'd be weird.
We have a child together.
But you're not in love.
Why not?
You
Yeah,
have
not-
two lovers. I
That would
think.
start. Yeah, that would
I
start.
only
Koba's,
have one. Thank
Oh,
That would
you.
okay.
start Koba's villain arc.
Yeah, you were
and
Koba.
We don't need that.
Koba's villain arc.
Koba's dating Sven also. Everything is fine.
Everything's
I'm
okay.
not saying there's
look.
anything wrong with you dating, please, but like you didn't even date him yet. You just had a mutual child.
Just pop a bubble, marry me.
There's a ring in
You
it.
had a child and then proposed.
It will be much easier to look after your welfare if I have some kind of divine right to your soul. So marriage
Okay,
and
you know what?
prayer.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I was more thinking like, I'm gonna marry this god, and then when I die, widow god forever. I don't know.
Oh god.
I could totally see Drizzle be like, "Yeah, that's my husband." Yeah, that's
Any
my
other-
Pointing
husband.
down at this little goblin from the heavens.
Yeah.
Fucking
That one.
Thor's up there like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's my husband. That's my boyfriend.
That's my
Actually, very
husband. That's my
Grecian.
boyfriend, and those thruples are my best friends.
audience,
Here's my
audience.
sister. She's a lich now.
Any questions from you all, audience? I will note that thanks to Bleasnoig's position at the academy and all of your efforts, a lot of the universe and the multiverse starts to kind of come back to a norm. The Githyanki start to re-rise after getting routed so hard, at least the Empire of the Dying Sun. And Bleasnoig, because of your stance, the boundaries that were put across the multiverse by the Academy to prevent travel are lifted, thanks to you, over time. And so you guys get a lot more flexible universe.
Can we have can Jasmine and Bleasnoig do some kind of roll to see if that's ripping holes in the weave, like the Academy was originally saying that was what it was gonna do?
I mean, as long as it's done right, it seems like it
Yeah,
might be okay.
yeah, it's more. I don't think we need to do a roll. I'm certain at some point a hole gets ripped and they have to fix it. Like,
Yeah, it's
We get
part of the
fixed,
deal.
so it's okay.
We've done it
but-
before.
I think that the fear starts to lessen about like what happens with those. Oh, did Talos full on die? Oh, are you talking about the god? Flacco?
There was a god that went missing.
Oh, the god of the
yeah,
Is it
yeah, it is
sea.
Talos. Yeah, that was whose seat got released. Yeah, yeah.
The seed god?
Unfortunately, not to reveal to reveal enough, I guess. Drizzle learns, yeah, full on in a different campaign. My party killed him accidentally to seal something away, and he did it willingly. They didn't know what happened, and so you guys are reaping the aftermath of what happened when that seed opened up. So yeah,
Okay.
Talos did full on die.
I was gonna.
Go ahead.
This is completely unrelated. Go ahead, Brandon.
So was mine.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll go first then. I was gonna
Hell yeah.
ask, there was the Githyanki, like, queen?
Yes.
That we released from prison?
Yes.
Did they survive the war? Do we talk to them?
Yeah, presumably, like you on your travels, you would have a chance to hook up with. This happened in session 0. It was a plot hook. When you, as a GM, as many of you probably know, you throw about 100 at your party, and you see which ones really stick. And this was one that I never knew if the party was going to push for the Githyanki at all. And yeah, so Rashti Adun, the person you saved, and her sister both survived the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have something totally off topic after Brandon.
Go ahead. I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
What's up with Hodge and Kodge and the Princess Epilogue?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually stood about 10 feet away from Kaj.
Where? What?
He was a drunk and part of the pod, and no one ever noticed him.
Part of the pod?
He was part of the podcast crew.
I don't remember you saying anybody was drunk.
I asked if any of them were Hodge and Kodge, and you went, you don't.
You never had seen him before,
Oh
right?
my god. Okay.
Yeah, there was a character who was there, very unnoticeable. I didn't really draw a ton of attention to him, and it was Kaj, and he was drunk. And Hodge, continues to hang out with Princess Marpchamp. So
Okay, well, at some point I visited him. I let him know that he created a god single-handedly. But
fully becomes a convert, instantly gives up drinking, born again by Drizzle's hand. Fully.
you
Born
inspired
again,
me, and
Drizzle.
now I'm God. You are my holy
Now I'm
champion.
God.
What would a paladin of Drizzle look like? We'll talk about that later.
Kodge.
God.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
You remember that character
I feel
concept
like
I submitted to you, Deanna?
That paladin of Drizzle.
That's kind of. It's pretty close.
Yeah,
I feel
what
like
else?
a
What
paladin
else?
of Drizzle would be like kind of bardy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Very
Definitely.
support heavy.
because you have to be able to tell a good story. or
Yeah,
be a
maybe-
good story.
Just to intercede for just a moment for Flacco, right? So Talos did die. In my universe and ideology, there are rules to how gods die, and it takes 3 steps, and it's really tough to kill them off. And all 3 over the course of a couple campaigns occurred to Talos enough to destroy him. And my pantheon at this time has a fixed number of seats, and so when they open up, shit hits the fan because everybody wants to get in.
Hmm.
Is that the dead god they were dragging across the galaxy? That was Talos?
No,
That was a different. So there's another seat?
No,
No.
there's just a lot of ones
there's a
from
shit ton of dead bodies in to kill a
Oh,
god
from
in my universe.
previous
Yeah.
from previous seats being
This,
open. Okay.
Yeah, this is incredibly unnecessary information. Real quick, and had you guys, I guess, gotten really high in your religion checks back in school, you might have learned a lot more about this. To
I was
kill
busy
a
being a
god,
barbarian.
to kill a god, they have to die in spirit, body, and their domain or their layer has to be removed. And so 3 steps have to happen. The first is their spirit has to die. So whatever their divine version is, right, they have to go away. Then you have to take their key artifact, the thing that represents them, and remove it from their home. Then you got to destroy their body in the astral sea. All 3 of those have occurred over the course of 3 campaigns.
What's Drizzle's key artifact?
Oh, what a sick question!
That's
That's what I'm fucking thinking.
What's in your home?
I gave it to Franklin already. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it was the necklace that Bleasnoy gave me.
Holy
But that
crap.
still could be if your home is wherever Franklin is.
Yeah.
So, that makes
You-
so you've just given Franklin like the key to your life almost a little bit.
one of them. There's 3.
One of them. There's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the artifact being Franklin's necklace. I already Jake asked me what the symbol was that I guess they have glyphs for each of the planes of the celestial deities that are like a lightning strike and stuff. And mine is a cloud with a winky face on it, which he said was fine for a sacred mark.
A cloud with a winky face.
And Jake, I don't know how much you want or need to know, but if you want to, I will tell you more about Drizzle the God.
Yeah.
Complete disinterest.
Yeah, let's do it later. Anything else? I mean, we're coming close to the end of our epilogue here, and any other questions or thoughts or shares that people have?
I had one and it full on like up
It
and left.
escaped you.
Yeah.
I want to say what a pleasure it is to play with you guys. This has
Pleasure
been
having you DM,
It's
nerd.
been a
Absolute
great group.
thick
This has been
experience.
such a good group.
I already told
Yeah,
you
this is
earlier
really
today,
fun.
but watching you DM and seeing your strategies and like how thorough you are has really inspired me for my own stuff.
Yes.
I'm trying to reflect that in my home campaign. I don't know if it's coming across at all, James,
It's
but
terrifying.
I have fully said to my party like on Sundays, I've been like, all right. So Jake came up with this idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And James was like,
Yes.
oh shit.
This has been great. I would love to come back like with like the same or different characters. Like I feel like there's still like the world is so rich.
Oh yeah, well,
There's a
Jake
lot.
I agree.
already said that shit's gonna come up later.
Yeah.
So we gotta have a holiday special for this one too.
Yeah. Deanna's gonna play a follower of Drizzle.
We still need to do a Witchlight special.
Oh yeah.
just
I need to
remembered.
figure. I have not thought about that in so long.
We have the concept. It's
You have the concept.
it's crazy, but it's
insane,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Sure, why
Yeah.
not? That's all.
I can
holiday
help you if
special,
you
I got
want.
a whole half a year. I'll figure it out.
I won't get too into it, but Brandon and I were talking, and it feels like this does feel like a great natural conclusion to this story, but it feels like this is really special because it feels like we could tell so many more stories in this setting and with
True.
these people, and you know that's a credit to everybody. It's about your world building, Jake, is so thorough. I think is one of the reasons why that's so easy to imagine. So.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you right
that's
now,
true.
it's not that thorough.
Well, it's more
You make it
thorough
seem that
thorough.
way. You think very hard on different aspects of your
thanks.
universe, and you think very hard on how your characters are going to interact with it.
Yeah, take the compliment,
And
man.
ways to
Yeah, no, thank you,
interact
thank
with
you.
them.
Yeah,
You're
it'd be
a
fun to-
brilliant motherfucker.
Thanks. It'd be fun to come back. I mean, right now, Dylan's character, audience, you don't know, but Dylan was part of the cast at one point in time. Dylan's character is currently running around and
Oh,
causing
cool.
all hell. Because the Githyanki's empire is called the Empire of the Dying Sun. That is a temporally placed name, and they will need a new one at some point in time.
There's so many sons, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get a son.
Well, Dylan's gonna go probably steal one, and you guys
My son.
gotta deal with him.
It would be
This
great to
raises
have
a lot
Dylan
of
on
questions.
board.
I've never even heard of Dylan's character.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah. Dylan's character was a fire genasi who was all about stealing sons.
That's amazing.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that would have been such a great addition.
I know.
Oh,
The
man.
chaos would have very easily, very quickly doubled.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Genasi
Oh, that'd be
stealing
fun.
sons. That's awesome.
Let's go around for a minute. And again, a huge compliments to you guys running all of this. Right, it's such a pleasure playing with you guys as players. And I do want to take a minute to celebrate that by looking at your timestamps and all the
Oh,
bullshit
yeah.
you put to over the course of this game, because I never wrote any timestamps, but reading them is insane.
I think, would that make you the perfect person to like pick out favorites?
Oh shit!
And we can add
There's a
some?
lot to go through.
Oh,
There's
that'd
a
be
lot.
fun.
Because
I
like,
might shout
there's just
out
so
one if
many,
I see
so
it.
it'd be
but-
like, which ones catch Jake's
I'm
eye?
gonna
let him...
crank out 2 from each episode real quick.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's
So
fair.
here we go. Episode 1, which was a bonkers episode of Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, be sure to read the title I was gonna say, because we handpicked those.
Yeah.
Could we all just toss stuff in?
Yeah, get in
Wait.
there.
Just
Okay.
no context. This MILF is making acid arrows, doing ass damage in here. I don't remember the context. Excellent note.
Was that about me?
No,
Oh, it's gotta be I mean, if it's a MILF, it's gotta be.
it was.
I think it was just a druid at the wedding.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was somebody who was preventing us from leaving.
It was a full homage. That again, you gotta have fun as a GM. And all of the NPCs that you fought at the wedding were Romeo, Juliet, Tybalt, and Benvolio. And so
Yeah.
it was Juliet in that moment.
Okay, cool.
I like my friend Driz is as powerful as a god, and also my father sucks balls badly.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I'm gonna run with, I guess we're flashbanging this old fuck.
Yeah, no, I think you found all the good ones.
There's just so many in each episode, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, the second episode we subtitled "Apple Bottom Jeans and the Boobs Up on Her." So we're doing great.
God.
I don't remember the context for that at all.
At 5625, Leon's like validation from an authority. This is literally all I have ever wanted in my entire life.
That was the best one. Yeah, Flacco, if you find the plant clip, that'd be great. See my face just get crushed. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Earl Trey as mine because I love that.
Earl Trey.
Earl Trey.
That was really good.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
I'm having trouble picking one for this one. There's so many.
303, after throwing myself in the lava, I play some roulette.
Speaking of the maps for a moment, well, like just the roulette and thinking about the maps, I do intend to get these on Tales Tavern, at least some of them that I built up.
Oh hell yeah!
Dude, so good.
Sweet, yeah.
The casino was my favorite.
Did you make that? Like you said you got the face, right? And
I got the
curves.
faces, and I used a lot of elements from Tales Tavern of like pre-created stuff. But it took like the ship and the casino took like 10 hours each.
Oh yeah,
So.
no, that 100% checks out. I made a dungeon. I made a couple of different like scenes and encounters in Tales Tavern, or yeah, in Tales Tavern, I guess. But like it's a very time-consuming process. But the whole time you're like, yeah.
The classic Leon bets the entire ship. Again, Leon, so fun.
I think I
hope
made that one. Yeah.
I hope you guys go to the Swolar Pexis. That was fun.
That's the holiday special. Yeah.
I really like the name of the next episode. We don't have a lot of notes for it, but Admiral Asswipe and the Deadbeat Dude Bros. Very disappointed that wasn't the name of Twitch
really
stream.
good.
That's because that was a full combat episode. That's why we didn't have any
Drizzle,
notes.
Yeah.
Drizzle saying falling deeper in love with the Devil Boy, quote, who is not a cop.
Who's not a cop.
Not a cop.
I don't run. Oh yeah, that's right. You hobble.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Jasmine gets Jumanji'd.
Fucking that shit.
Jumanji, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Did get Jumanji'd.
Yeah, when I thought I was gonna die.
And the spooky special episode.
Oh
The
yeah.
spooky special.
Yeah.
Spooky special. We have no notes because everyone was so scared.
I almost died, okay?
I wasn't there
almost
for
died.
it.
At the
Every time
bottom.
everybody dies, I'm not there. I think I'm just a lucky
At the
charm.
bottom it says,
almost
"Yeah,
died,
sorry,
and then I
fam,
had,
I was
like-
distracted this week."
Oh,
Added by
yeah.
CJ.
Yeah.
I had a week-long existential crisis after almost dying, okay?
On a fucking bonus episode.
On a
Yeah.
bonus.
The very next episode, Demons, Deals, and D's Nuts, includes the note from Jasmine, or not from Jasmine, from Lore. I believe in God, but I don't know if God believes in me.
Sad face.
A little frowny
that's a
face
bar.
next to it to underline that it was a tragic moment.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Wow.
I think I
Jesus.
said that line
Yeah, I think you did, and I liked it so much that I wrote it down.
and added a little frowny.
I do like
What?
the second one. Balthazar Brand considers his life.
And then the next one is Jazz fucking goes for it.
Well,
Like, I think that's
I
when
don't
you
even know
turned
what
into a
that
T-Rex.
was.
Can I
Does
just say,
anyone?
as
Oh,
a
go
GM, can I just say as a GM, I wrote the deal that Brand was going to present to you was supposed to fuck you, right? It was supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
And Silver Tongue Leon fully comes in and is like, what about if I take everything? And I'm like, God, he's slimy and I love it.
Do we know the context for this? Is in the next episode. Blood harvests are shockingly chill. Leon only has one pair of pants. What is?
I think it was when we were talking about the dates, like what we were gonna wear.
He can't change his clothes
Yeah.
because he only wears one pair of
Because I have one
pants.
pair of pants. Yeah.
He's like a Lego figure.
Oh, and then Franklin's little quote, "You made it. I'm gonna wear it with pride."
Yeah.
It was heart wrenching.
Oh my god, the one right after that. What is Leon good at? What is he?
That
Wow.
was Franklin asking you, right?
Yes,
I
Oh
remember that.
yeah, he just fully roasted Leon.
He goes, yeah.
But Jim,
Everybody can do
I'm assuming that everyone has seen the DMD movie at this point. What is it that Leon does? Leon makes plans. Okay.
Oh my god,
I make
yes!
the play.
Um,
I like kissy on the cheek. I hope you brought your wallet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Jazz
Oh,
wants to
fetch
play
me
beer
the
pong.
blimp.
Crying face.
The plot. No, my favorite is 250. Like the plot is here.
Oh, of course, the classic at 301. Do I get a say in that? Jazz proceeds to not answer
Jazz
the
was
question.
not answer the question. Oh,
Y'all-
this
I
one had
want
a
to
bunch.
know.
Audience members in the messenger chat, there was a whole like meme-filled discussion post while me and Brandon were having this scene of just everybody being like, "Oh,
Wait,
what is
oh my god.
happening?"
Yeah.
I just gotta
No.
say again, I think this was like the scariest moment to me. One of the scarier moments.
Gosh,
You
yeah.
guys so happily living a good life,
In
and
hell.
Drizzle's little fuck up just brought.
Even my repeated theft from every establishment that we went to.
Just a little.
We had plenty of money. I
Yeah.
didn't need to steal it, and I was only stealing cheap shit. I was stealing dead bugs and plastic shoes because I thought it would be more fun than paying for it.
I want to highlight that no one has said the timestamp we have all in caps here yet, which is fetch me the blimp, Papa.
Also, a Drizzle moment of fully fucking a friend. Like,
Oh yeah, where
unintentionally.
you caused that scenario on accident.
Yeah.
You tried to jump
I-
scare Leon, right?
I wasn't trying to jump scare him. I just thought it would be the funniest way to get his attention. I didn't think he'd punch anybody. I was just like, okay, so I send you right over your shoulder. There comes a whispering voice that says, I'm right behind you. And then you just start swinging. I don't know why you
What
started
would you do?
swinging.
We're wanted pirates.
We're wanted. I'm right behind you. Yes, you decked that person.
Pause for a minute. Is there any plot line that you guys noticed me drop that you guys are like, what the fuck was up with that? Just checking.
Oh, how did the rebellion in Dis end up? I don't know if we were there for
Oh,
it. If we had to
yeah.
go back and help. Is there anything we can do to assist? Are they all dead?
Yeah, no, 100%. You get. remember
Weren't they
you
dead?
me-
But weren't they already dead?
No, yeah,
I'm
they were
doing
already
arm
dead.
wrestles with. How do gods and demons stack up? Like me versus the big
Yeah.
gray man.
Against the Spader.
Yeah.
Make Koba.
I'll
the
distract
Spader.
him while you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
deal with everybody down there.
You guys fundamentally changed Dis in that moment, right? Like the fact that you were showing that you can fight against the oppressive authoritarian government there, right? You got an email from those ghosts later being like, yo, the revolution's still on. We'll see you at the academy, right? Like,
Yeah.
they
Which
fully
was so cool.
galvanized, right? They wanted to just really change their systems. Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I think I meant to ask this earlier and it disappeared from my brain. Who all showed up when we called for aid to like fight the Academy fleet, which we ended up not needing.
Yeah.
But like, who all showed up?
I mean, they
I-
came in probably and helped clear out, I'm guessing.
It was a curious situation. Just speaking about like encounter design and stuff. There was a third part to that fight, and you guys didn't reach it. Where you would have gotten back on the Eternity and fought against TB out in space, and TB would have fully Darth Sidious opened a window. All your buddies were showing up to the Divine Fleet, and so while you guys were fighting indoors, outside there was a whole ship fight going down. Was sort of the setting that you can find yourself in. Yeah, I didn't do justice of actually explaining that situation. There was a lot going on, but it was so all your buddies showed up though, right? Imagine a ship full of ghosts from Dis who are all ex-postal workers or all the like basically the
Oh my God.
They're
mainstream
firing
jobs
mail.
of Dis.
Is there a Dread Pirate ghost ship now? Who
There-
answers to Dread Pirate Leon? Like, Captain,
well,
the
you
ghosts
have,
are here.
you have Dread Pirate Spar, who is a ghost and or an undead, so you could
Oh,
yes.
Beautiful. The next episode of Timestamps, well, it's called Completely Unforeseeable Circumstances, and it has some of my favorite quotes in it, including God doesn't love you and neither does Jake. And a quote directly from Captain Leon, too long he has sat in his ivory tower, his ebony tower.
I was not actually here for this episode, so these are all completely foreign to me.
Also, I forgot Franklin was
Good
here.
one.
Jesus Christ.
Another
Target Noink, I'm gonna fucking kill you. We all got really upset.
Another good
He's
one.
in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to be in a morgue.
That was
Yeah.
Leon again. That was Leon again. Drops another fine one on there.
Where's the blood going? Is when we, I think, first realized something was going weird with
Oh
liquids.
yeah.
We have half cover hiding inside the Home Depot skeleton.
I remember I went away for one
Oh, yeah.
episode after like being on a date and it was lovely, and I like midway through I was at a concert and like checking, I was like, wait, what's happening? Why are they fighting?
Yeah, we almost died. That
And then I
episode.
come back and they're like, so we don't have the ship.
We don't have the ship. We don't have
Almost
your dead
everybody
dragon.
dead.
We don't have any of the stuff.
Yeah.
However,
twice,
you were a Home Depot skeleton for a while.
twice
Yeah.
one of the players leaves the game, and the next episode they come out and go, "We lost everything. We don't have anything."
Look, we have a very delicate balance
lost
here.
everything.
Everyone
We
needs to
need
be there in order for the game to work.
Everyone.
let's jump
Next
around
episode.
a little bit here. And let's just read the titles, right?
Episode 7, Leon doesn't like it, the episode.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That was a sick episode. Yeah.
Episode 8 is Everybody Dies.
The musical jingle.
I just need to note that your faces, as I say, and Deanna, again, you weren't there for this, but the moment that I said, okay, roll a d20 with a shipwright check to see if you can avoid the meteor strike, the spell that is coming for you. If you fail, a second meteor strike, the spell will also hit the ship. And Max, I think Max's face of just like, you killing us? Is it over?
I got above a 20 as
Mhm.
I expertly maneuvered the ship and got us out of the way. And then Jake was like, all right, cool. So everybody roll a dex save. Jazz, you have disadvantage. I was like, okay, I fail. And you were like, all right, so you take 80 damage. I'm like, ah! Just fucking immediately on the floor.
It was wild.
One of the
rough.
timestamps that I put in there for that is if you've ever played Overwatch and, you know, Doomfist, Meteor Strike. Put that in there. Because it killed two of us.
This was also Hippo Boy gets introduced. So this was when we first had Gaff.
Yeah.
I want to jump. Yeah, I want to jump through a little bit more. Adrift Among the Ghosts, pretty sick
Episode 9, Adrift Among the Ghosts, is Drizzle has a second talk with her son and offers him alcohol to try and repair the mother-son relationship. And immediately after, we discover that Drizzle is the Bleeze Noink is at the academy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
To Deanna's point, only this once, Deanna. People are back from the dead, yay! Oksani uses this fact to further her vindication that everything will work out fine.
Yep.
Followed by
hated
Geff is
that.
unimpressed.
Yeah.
Episode 11, Unravel.
Felix needs a swirly so bad, shove him into a locker, followed by some kind of magical wave of fuck magic.
I just gotta say, that map was maybe my favorite map. Second,
Oh, it was
maybe
so
to the
cool.
casino.
It was really good.
That map was so fun.
The next episode, the first timestamp, is also Felix needs a swirly so bad. I just copied.
Shove him into a locker.
Yeah.
That's episode 12, Killing Felix.
Yeah. That was the episode that opened with me trying to kill Felix.
Felix loves Bleeze. Is one of the.
I love the oath.
They took Sven back to the ship. He's in a closet.
Oksani is on her way. Wait, no, that's Smolder. Shit.
Episode
Yo,
13,
Boulder.
Smolder the Boulder, immediately after.
Smolder the boulder.
Oh yeah, and I need to read this for a minute because it's for Flacco here. Flacco, shout out to you.
Flacco.
He's casting Counterspell. No, he's not. Flacco turns Smolder into a fucking pants.
All caps.
Yep, that is in here, Flacco. You did it.
Yep.
I just want to talk. So Smolder with Oksani tied up on the Prometheus.
Episode 14, The New Dread Pirates, is where we have I'm missing a finger. This means I'm a genius. Also followed by lesbianism.
Yep.
Two quotes from you.
Yeah, no, I'm quoting myself. I'm very funny.
That was that was so fun to do the tug of war.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that Oksani raged at the fact that I was a T-Rex for it. Even though I was not the biggest contributor. I actually rolled really bad.
Another timestamp from this episode is for some reason the chat is talking about how hot Oksani is again.
Again.
My favorite comment from the chat for this episode is bread pirate Leah.
But
There's also
That's from Zach. Thank you, Zach.
244 also Zach. Yagi uses divine intervention featuring the god Kazam.
Sam.
Kazam, yeah.
yeah.
That was thanks to Zach. There are
Yeah, Jasmine threatens Koba claps back.
Yeah. The only note for episode 15 is Cuddle Piles. The title of episode 16, I know that I did this one, is the lyrics to come up to me. I'll just keep going. Talk over me.
Oh, got it. All right. Yeah. All right. No. We can't get DMCA'd.
We're being sued right now. Part of that episode is Larry the Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And Drizzle makes her first zombie.
Yay!
Oh.
Oh.
Episode 17, somebody is accused of being a metagamer.
That was time to fight that horrible monster.
Who's a metagame?
But I don't know who was a metagamer. It was
Illithrid?
I think so.
Really?
It was I think it was one of the bad guys.
I think you got mad. I think I could tell there was a tone shift for a moment. Deanna, you were not there for this episode. There was a tone shift when I said the Illithrid walks forward to just out of range and then gets behind cover.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone at the table, Deanna, everyone at the table goes, "Fuck that guy."
Fuck that.
Specifically,
he was
that
really
one.
the biggest dick.
Yeah,
He
because
immediately
Jasmine,
turned me into a goddamn T-Rex slave.
Can I just say, Indiana, you were not there for that fight? I don't know about the rest of you. There were like 4 times in that fight where everything could have gone horribly wrong. And the fact that you all didn't have it happen is just, again, a testament to all of you. So, and the audience.
Speaking of notable blesses and things and curses from the audience, we have a timestamp here that says, "Bless the party kept Lore from dying, and now she's at half health." And this was after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where you die and you get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that annoyed me.
In episode 18, jumping off of Jake's compliments, one of the first timestamps is Jake goes over how brilliantly strategic and tactical we are, and we love to see it.
And we love.
The next one, damn straight, I would have done the same. I don't know what that has reference to, but I love that.
Oh, that was I want to just say, like, you guys taking down the Admiral was like a huge, if I can do some GM shout outs, so like, some huge shout outs is, again, just like your raw role playing as all of you as players. Like, you guys killed it. So many scenes stood out that were so gorgeous. I think about Drizzle and Koba on top of the tower, and like just Drizzle in that moment of chaos and freedom is so fun. Bleeze being Papa Bleeze.
Papa Bleeze.
Right. And this one, the fight where it was Leon, Jasmine, and Lore all teaming up to take down the Admiral. And interestingly enough, like, Leon using a maneuver to give Lore the finishing blow was so sick.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. See, he copied.
But this quote right here, this quote was Leon speaking to the Admiral, as I recall, and it was so good, Brandon. It was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that moment where Leon was talking to Admiral Lorfan when he wasn't with it yet was like, oh, I don't even know how to describe it.
Do we want to read that one out loud for reference?
Yeah.
Because we all see it, but the audience does not.
Who wants to be?
Brandon, I think, should. He's the one that said it.
If you're on the...
Do it just as good as you did it the first time.
Where is it? Hang on.
It's... I don't know how to... Episode 18.
Oh, I see it.
There you go.
Yeah. What I say? It didn't have to be like this. I know it's not your fault. I really could have been the angel of the academy all those years ago. I hated you so much because you, me, and a handful of others were the only ones who really knew what happened. But as I look at you now, you probably don't even know.
Ooh.
Immediately
good.
followed by non-sexual sleeping.
I also really like this is also I think that this is the Admiral talking to Leon. He says you have a lot of potential, Dread Pirate Leon. You go, I get that a lot. Love that.
So quintessentially Leon. Like,
I do have a lot of potential. Thank you. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you for noticing. Yeah.
GPS coordinates of villainy. Jazz talks to a Pokeball.
wait,
Gonna be
who
on the
was this?
radio. Get out of my dad.
Get out of my dad.
This episode had the best timestamps by far,
Out of
just for
my-
quantity alone.
I like ... romance. Okay, barf. Who was that about?
Follow like as a subtext on that one. She wants to fuck.
I don't know.
What is this even from?
I don't know.
Oh, I think that this is the night hag. I think the hag was asking for your memory.
Yeah.
You were like, what
Night
kind of
hag
memories
was
do you like? I like romance.
You're
Like,
right.
barf,
Yeah,
you
it
don't
was
get
asking what type of
memories,
memory.
hag.
Which
Yeah.
is why it says okay barf afterward. That checks out. And then we have this timestamp about, which we've already talked about the tactical decision that Jazz made.
Yeah, very tactile.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
have
this
the-
is the
I
episode
like
we-
how somebody bolded that one.
No, that was me. I've been going through going, here's my favorite.
Yeah. And then we go into the gala,
Yep,
and then
preparing
gala
for the
time.
Jake saying we don't know what's going on. Rude motherfucker. I know what's going on at all times. Hello, Admiral.
Radio
I mean,
listeners about
Dad.
my
I mean,
infant
Belle. I mean, fuck.
trauma.
Okay, again.
I mean, Dad. I mean, Belle. Yep. Also, yeah, the radio listeners. Can you tell the radio listeners about my infant trauma?
46 minutes. Drizzle confesses her feelings to Sven. Pardon the fuck out of me. That is my son. I don't know what that has to do with each other,
Yeah.
but it's
So
in the
good.
same timestamp.
I was going to pardon the
Fuck
bucket.
out of
Somebody
me,
wrote
that's my son.
Drizzle's confessing her feelings to Sven, and I was like, excuse me. That is not what is happening here.
Pre-gaming alone in the dark, watching Arcane Planet.
And then we went into the gala, which was
No. This is very important. Bob, have you ever wanted to be free? No.
No.
Not really.
And we were like, okay, good, time to kill that one.
Good.
I love the way you play your NPCs, Jake. It's so
Thanks.
matter of fact. It's like,
No.
nah, not really. I'm
nah.
kind of chilling.
Gala time was episode 20.
Yeah. I'm looking at Lauren Jazz kiss for 7 minutes. So
Gala
good.
time was who's the loudest, I shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
Can
And
I just need to come back to goddamn audience. The audience was so pivotal in that fight. I could not believe it. You guys were playing like mad. You guys rolled so well in the finale.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was shocked that D&D Beyond was so cooperative. Normally, it really wants to screw us.
I rolled my physical dice because I know how bad D&D Beyond hates me.
D&D Beyond was hating me most of the night.
Yeah. But everyone survived, and you guys were so cool. I loved it.
Tailspire was very generous to us as well. With everything you rolled on the board, it like rolled really low. I was like, oh, thank God.
I'm gonna tell you the last curse as we come to close to the end of the night. So I'm gonna
Oh yeah,
put-
the tree.
The Dooms.
So I'll tell you the remainder of the dooms out there. The first doom that never got triggered was that True Belief can get luck die to reroll, and that he can get that up to 3 times.
Ah,
Oh,
redeem luck treef.
Right. You guys saw the second one, which was the predictions. The third, which is the anchor, where you couldn't move. The fourth is the one you guys saw as well, which is that you guys have to declare your actions. If you choose to break it, you take damage.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth, the intellect of hours join. And the one you guys never saw. Like a portent wizard, you all roll a d20 each, and then Treef gets to decide when those d20s get used.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That would have
Damn.
yeah, I don't like that either.
been.
That's rough.
Yep.
Silvery barbs on everyone.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, shit. Was there one more thing we said we were gonna do after timestamps?
Drawn to cards. What
Oh my
happens to that
God,
man?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
let's see if the Autoneum lives. So, let me pull up deck of metal. Let me
To be
do
fair,
it.
there's only one thing that could kill him, but many things that could end his normal existence.
How many did he pull?
There's a few that could kidnap him.
He pulled 5?
The first one we already decided. He got the star.
No. Okay.
Yeah, he got the
Yeah,
star.
he got the
first.
star is the first, right? And
So
the
he gets
star.
4 more.
Yeah, let me look at the star again.
That's +1 to intelligence, right?
Well, no, +2 to your one of your ability scores. So
right.
He got smarter.
We cut to the party leaving, off on their own adventure, and you have the Autognome. You see as the Autognome sitting in their shop, enjoying themselves, has taken up the deck of many things. Thinking about how Jasmine had said, this is a pretty powerful item.
And be careful.
And the gnome is going, okay, I think I'm still gonna make use of this. Let's see what happens. Sits back, pulling out the cards. The first card, pulls it out, it's a star. Layers, and the Autognome goes, man, I think I could sell a lot more stuff. This +2 happens to their charisma in this moment in time. And now I'm gonna start drawing. The next card, the Autognome pulls out and you see what looks to be like a wicked old vizier on the card. Anytime you choose within a year of drawing this card, you can ask a question in meditation and mentally receive the truthful answer.
Not bad.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
No, there's a
the
lot of
Autognome-
good things in the deck of many things. I will not lie, but there are some really horrible ones too.
In this moment, the Autognome turns, sort of realizing the power that they have, and they shift around. And in a moment of meditation, whisper out, how do I find the Maleficarum? And suddenly an answer
Wait a
gets
minute.
scrawled across the table. And the first part of the sentence that you see as the camera is looking over the gnome's shoulder is, the Lich Slayer book can be found. And you don't get to see the rest of the information. All right, that's the second card.
Jasmine, you in danger, girl. Girl, you in danger, girl.
He's trying to kill me.
Awesome. You then watch. No, my God. You then watch as the gnome says, very good. Pulls out another card, and you see what looks to be scales tipping. And you saw that initially the card had the scales leaning as if kind of indicating lawful good or lawful neutral. And you see the,
Oh no!
and the gnome starts to shift and bend, cracking slightly as they turn chaotic evil in this moment in time.
Oh
Fully changing alignments.
Oh my God.
We've made the
That's pretty
BBG.
good. That's pretty good. I like
Watch the
that.
Autognome flick switches, and their small roaming comments, suddenly little boosters come out of it, and it starts turning itself into a ship. The Autognome starting to build stuff. After a moment, the Autognome says, right. Pulls the fourth card at this point in time. Did not see this coming. Oh, what? Oh, 1 minute.
What went wrong?
I have to find it. You watch as the gnome pulls up the fourth card, and you see as it looks at it, snickering as it does, a gesture is on the card, and the gnome takes the card, rips it apart, and is allowed to draw 2 new cards in its place.
Oh no.
Whoa. Okay.
He's just getting a massive power
Yeah.
up.
He don't. Yeah.
So it has 3 cards left.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Okay, one of these has to kill him.
Please kill him.
Awesome. You watch as the gnome then pulls out a card, and you see what looks to be like a destroyed landscape as a ruin is inscribed upon the card, and you see as all of the magic items and trinkets in the shop begin to turn to dust, fizzing and fading away entirely.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And he
full-on
drew all the
villain.
last cards. Here it comes. So we got 2 more.
Oh my god!
You better
If
hope
he
this-
doesn't die, he's a BBEG now because all of it just
All
turned
of
to
his
dust.
stuff.
You see, as all of the stuff starts to fizzle away like King Midas, you see the gnome run over and grab what looks to be this ancient artifact as it turns to dust and goes, Lightbringer, the monster, she lied to me. And pulls up the last 2 cards, both drawn at the same time. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Incredible. I'm loving every second.
This looks like we got a holiday special.
The whole time Leon's gonna be like, "This is what happens when you decide to be a witch, Jasmine."
Watching
It
Jake's
was
face.
Drizzle's turn once, and now you get to learn the consequences of your actions.
Entertaining and stressful.
You see as the gnome pulls up and looks at the 2 cards and says, Lightbringer, liar, has removed all of my things. And you see as the first card pulled up, there is a Medusa's face upon the card. And you see as suddenly light hits the gnome and it has faced the Uriel card. You take a -2 penalty to all saving throws while cursed this way. And you see the gnome going, "Ah!" as parts of its body turn stone and staggers along, pulling up the final card.
Stop pulling cards, bro. Stop.
This is the last card. Here it comes. And you see as the last card, you see as it pulls up what looks to be a tracksuit wearing demon sitting on the card. And the demon turns, staring at the gnome, and they lock eyes, and the gnome says, I will destroy you and the Lightbringer. And that is where the scene
Oh, I know what that card is.
closes.
Who? The tracksuit wearing demon?
Balthazar Brand.
Oh, Brand. Okay.
I know
cool,
what
cool,
that
cool.
one is. Can I say?
Yeah.
That card says a powerful demon becomes a sworn enemy of yours and wants to destroy you. And will
And
stop
you-
at nothing to do so.
And you see as the 2 of them lock eyes, and fully the BBGEG has been made.
Jesus Christ.
Insane.
Wow,
That
that was a
was
fun
wild.
end to this epilogue.
And
Holy
up in
shit.
heaven, Drizzle's just eating her cloud popcorn like, this is intense.
Like, I
Wow.
can't believe what's gonna happen next. Yeah.
Just like, what a story.
Oh, Jasmine gets a new plot line. Can't wait to see what happens.
Wow, I can't.
Drizzle's like, I love end of credit scenes.
Yeah.
Wait, does the card deck turn to dust after he's done with it? Because
I think so. You see as the deck of many things fizzles and fades away.
has
in
nothing
one at a
now.
time. And you see the auto gnome kind of fully do the gopher thing of this. And look around, and then it starts. Now that its ship fizzles away to dust, just floats in space into its direction that it needs to go. All right,
Okay.
thanks everybody for coming and watching Iron Velvet.
Yeah.
Spelljammmer. It is such a pleasure playing with all of you. Thanks, all of you, for being here, playing this game with us, and for you 5 as cast. Truly, what an honor to play 9 months of a game together and build this up. And it's really with you guys that this world has been so fun and so exciting. And so thanks so much to you, audience. You're all jerks, and I love it. And it was so fun to play Iron Valor with you all, to watch you impact and change the game. So thank you. Hang out with us. I'm sure another Iron Valor will come out soon, and God knows what it's going to be and who's going to run it, but we'll find out.
I have one last question.
Oh, God.
Where's my dragon?
Where's the fucking dragon, Jake?
Excellent question.
Yeah, you guys will have found it in the academy. They were setting up to put True Belief potentially in it, and you were going to fight an Elder Brain Dragon, and they were not successful.
That would have been horrible.
Before we go, do we have any resubs or anything or likes to thank?
We have 2. Or no, that was 5 days ago. That happened during the Friday stream. 2, we have Can't Trip, Won't Trip. That gave us a follow. Thank you. A couple days ago. And Hatcher Actor with a resubscription. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Hey, thank
God,
you.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us and running around the galaxy together.
Gonna
Bye,
go to a
everybody.
raid for the last time for Spelljammer. So see you guys soon.
Bye.
Yep. Signing off.
Bye.
I'm gonna cry.